Previously in Dragon's Maw. Suspecting there was an executive agent in Skyfall, the party split up to investigate 4 prominent new strangers to the town. Javolt's and Tempered Steel hunted down a buffalo named Mighty Hide Bill. After competing in a dual hoof wrestling competition, they determined that the drunk boaster was ultimately harmless. Flotsam and Powderkeg spoke to Astral Comet, a Pegasus self-proclaimed lawyer. Flotsam used her wiles to trick the Pegasus into admitting he was an Enclave spy. Powderkeg rigged together a spy microphone using their radio to record their conversation via radio crackle. The lawyer was then quickly subdued and arrested, but he clearly wasn't the executive's pony. Firelight and Dr. Tibbs met with a griffin named Barl, a former slaver mercenary now taking charge of Skyfall's volunteer guard, much to Chase's chagrin. Tibbs saw an opportunity and offered Barrel a job as one of his runners in his drug trade. Zenkarn and Chica, I was about to say Chenkarn and Zika or something, talked to the impeccable Mr. Pickle, a disgruntled unicorn stage magician specializing in telekinesis. Mr. Pickle tried to use Barrel's knife to murder Chase and pin it on her, but Firelight fought against the telekinesis, and Zenkarn distracted Mr. Pickle enough to reveal his true identity, an assassin named Lethal Arrow. Powderkeg arrived on the scene and turned the assassin's stage into a new exploding Distractagon, giving Zenkarn the opportunity to pin the assassin down, which gave Chica the chance to assume the form of some pony from Lethal Arrow's past so that she could drain him. Lethal Arrow was given a magic-limiting horn ring and taken to the prison. With their task complete, the raider known as Death upheld his end of the bargain and killed all the raiders outside in a grand display of necromantic power. Afterwards, Death once again invited them to arrive in Apocalypse in 2 days to be arbiters of the 4 Horses' upcoming conference. But the party was skeptical as to whether they could be trusted and that it wasn't just a trap. In response, Death informed them of a secret hiding place along the far south wall of the Maw, where a very important item of his was kept, calling it his one weakness. He offered this secret as a sign of trust and then departed. The Dragon Mawlers now have 2 days to arrive in the settlement of Apocalypse to the southeast. And that's what happened 3 weeks ago real time. Now, in game time, it's just now getting into the evening as you all head back to Blinky's store, and the town tries to calm down after the excitement of the day.
And and Steel is already there since he left before the worst of the zombie attack could happen. So
right, yeah, you left in the middle of Death's
yes, and
show.
He's had a couple of shots from his vodka.
All right. So you're already starting to get drunk for the night.
Yes.
All right. So, is there any chance during the night for Powderkeg to pull Blinky off alone? Not for that, you idiots.
Oh, really?
For a heartfelt
they already had that opportunity
before going
into
a very, very dangerous situation.
Javolt will make sure there is such an opportunity.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
All right.
No.
First off, as you get back and start to settle down, Chica, still disguised as Golden Dream, comes up to Zenkarn and drops off this stack of papers full of writing.
Ooh, thank you.
And she says, I've finished the rest while you were all away. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, that should be everything I know right there. Biology, abilities, techniques, things like that.
I'll start skimming through it while she's talking. I'm like, cool, this will at least give them something a little bit more factual to look at.
Yes, absolutely.
Can Javolt roll stealth to try to read over his shoulder?
You can just read over my shoulder if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you don't need to roll stealth.
Javolt reads over the shoulder.
All right, and the two of you notice as you kind of glance through this that, there are all the sections about biology, physiology, the mechanics of feeding on love are all explained in, enough detail to clear up all the, confusion and speculation about how it actually works, but you notice that what it doesn't have is anything about changeling social structures or society or anything like that.
You've never met another one of your kind, have you?
Well, not quite, but it's been a while.
Ah,
I see.
Well, I was separated from my mother when I was very young. I think she might have been a queen, but we had no hive. We were basically drifting.
Yeah,
and
know that feel.
And we were separated again when I was very young. And I've only met one other changeling in my travels, but well, that particular changeling was faring a lot worse than I was, and had basically gone feral, and was cocooning ponies left and right to make a little farm for himself, and I decided to put a stop to that.
Well, that is that's unpleasant. Really unpleasant.
Chica nods and says, "That's part of why I came down to the Maw in the first place. I heard that it was once, before the war, it was the Badlands, and apparently it was at least rumored that there were a lot of changelings here. So, if there was any traces of any of the big hives left, I thought, maybe something might be down here."
You came here to find out more about your kind?
Well, generally. I wasn't much of a fighter, though, so I ended up settling down in Skyfall, and you kind of know the rest.
Yeah.
She's been watching Chica with very round, sad eyes during the under the last, and she just kind of comes and snuggles up to her and gives her a hug.
She kind of smiles at you a little bit and says, "Thanks, I was running a little low today."
I'm helping. I'm fun-sized.
Powder keg is gonna pat Flotsam on the head and go, That you are. Blinky, you mind talking in private for a bit?
Blinky nods at you and says, "All right," and she steps away from the counter and actually finishes up closing up the shop for the night, and then follows you.
As soon as they're both out of the room, Flotsam turns to the others and goes, "If he's proposing, I dibs being flower filly."
I don't think anyone else is going to fight you for the privileged little one.
Yes.
Of course, that's assuming he's using that particular tradition, which he probably will. He's very traditional.
Aurelia just kind of looks at you and says, "How can you tell that?"
I have no idea.
Traditionally explosive.
All right. So,
And,
zebra traditions, mate?
Chica, you know that I am a scientist, and you know that means sometimes I have to ask awkward questions.
No, it means that you have an excuse to ask awkward questions, but go on.
I like her.
Do you know how new changelings come into being?
Well, no.
All right, we need to find a hive then, and ask them.
Okay.
We'll put it on our to-do list.
Well, that's, with the slim hope that anything resembling a hive has even survived all this time, or that it's, that it's
For all we know,
not
you could
hostile.
Wait, what about Radio Crackle?
Oh,
Didn't that have something to do with changelings? I
Well-
remember being afraid that there were changelings there, back when I thought I was supposed to be afraid of changelings.
I think there
that's a
was
good
mention.
point.
There was mention and stuff of there in the audio log and memory orbs we found.
Yep. The Radio Crackle was founded not just by, the dragon known as Crackle, but by, a coalition of changelings as well, trying to make their own way.
Plus, it's not like we don't have tracking magic on our side. We can find one.
That away the nearest changeling hive. Damn it.
I would personally suggest looking for a changeling queen. I know this is a bit biased of me to assume, but
No, that makes sense, Javolt. It makes sense. It's what I've I would look for if I were to pick up that trail again?
Well, like Zenkarn said, we do have a bit of tracking magic on our side.
I guess that would help.
I'd just like to...
You should probably deal with the raider situation first.
Yes.
One thing at a time. I understand.
Like,
And
we're
while
trying
to...
how Javolt manages to steal my thunder even when I leave the room.
No, we're focusing,
Hey,
we're
I
focusing on
started
this,
that.
and then we'll get to you, Lapis. Don't worry. I'm just making sure we take care of this, get this out of the way first.
I know, it's just funny, because...
I totally started that conversation.
Yeah.
That was
To be fair, Dally was the one who was who had
Crowbarring
a nice
my
zinger
yeah.
after you left. Yeah. All right. So, as they're having that conversation, Blinky, where do you take Blinky, Powder Keg?
Upstairs, since they're all downstairs at the
All
moment.
right, yeah. She follows you upstairs.
Look, Blinky,
Yes.
I'm going somewhere tomorrow. You know where I'm going, I think. And it's dangerous. And I don't know, if I'm gonna be able to get back. And I will do everything in my power to make sure I do. But if I don't, there's something I want you to have. He kind of ruffles in his bag for a bit before pulling out an old ring, basically, but like a hoof bracelet, I guess it would be more like.
Blinky, kind of blinks a couple of times at that.
This isn't a proposal or anything, more just a promise.
A promise ring.
It belonged to my mother, and I just want you to keep it safe, in case I don't come back.
Blinky, kind of unceremoniously takes the ring and says, "Thank you for the potentially traumatizing emotional attachment."
Powder King just kind of stares and doesn't know what to say.
I think you'll be fine, Powder Keg. But I have faith in you, and I appreciate what this means to you. But it's far more important to me that you don't die.
I know.
Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
Also, there is something I should let you know.
What?
Since you're going to be heading east, I'm looking into seeing if I can't find some work in Ribcage for a little while.
Oh?
Yeah. Take some of my trading business there for a bit. Find some pony to watch over the shop. So that I can, stay close.
Thanks. I'd appreciate that.
Thought you would.
We should probably get back to the others before they think we're doing something we're not.
Not up for twice in one day?
Only if you are.
She shakes her head, but smiles a little bit. Not tonight.
I figure.
Let's head back.
Alright.
Alright, so, after a little while, the other two come back down.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Aurelia has just been drifting off, not really part of the conversation for a while, and then, she says, hey, Zenkarn.
One sec.
What?
He can't stop laughing.
Okay, we're good.
What? Okay, what
yes.
is this?
He
No,
can't
no,
stop
no.
laughing.
Nothing. It's all good. Yup, what can I do to help?
Devolt lightly bops Zenkarn on the head.
That wasn't in character.
I could see it being in character.
It was a little in character.
Okay. Aurelia just kind of gives you a funny look and then says, you went to the library today, right?
Yeah? Yeah, I had to go borrow some books.
I heard from Chica that you got a book on Draconic Legends?
Oh, yeah. I dive into my saddlebags and pull it out. Yeah.
The title that you hadn't really noticed before, but it is called the Abridged Draconomicon.
I approve this title.
And Aurelia takes it from your hose and says, "Sweet." I got most of my knowledge kind of put into me by Uncle Glaurung when I was an egg. So I'm thinking like, maybe he wasn't like the best teacher. So I'm kind of like, ooh, there's a, maybe a third party perspective might be good here. Is what I'm thinking. Mind if I read this for a while?
Absolutely. Just check who wrote it, just in case. Some of the books in that library were fairly. I give a glance over at Chica. Biased.
Suddenly, you hear Timber Steel letting out a shout as he falls over backwards because he was trying to look up over his head at they were talking about, and he falls on the floor backwards.
Not sure how looking up over your head works out logistically.
No,
like looking up and leaning back.
Oh yeah.
Watson throws up her arms in triumph. I have vanquished another foe without even lifting a hoof. And then she goes and tackle hugs Tempered Steel.
What? Since when was he a foe?
She's been attacking him
death from
a while
above,
now.
Well, I have been one of the ones keeping her away from drinking. That's foe-like.
Yes, how dare you?
Do I need to write your name on a bomb?
No, we have plenty of those.
No, they blew up, remember?
I'm bleeding to death. Oh no, the stabs are...
You make a very convincing death.
Blarg.
I'm going to check his non-existent watch at this.
Jabolt melodramatically looks for a pulse.
Oh.
Melodramatically looks for a pulse, as in...
I think you mean dramatically looks for a pulse.
I'm wondering how dramatically even works.
Is he heavily injured?
His heart has stopped.
No, you did it wrong. You're supposed to say it's worse than that. He's dead, Jim.
Damn it, Lathis.
Okay, that was just... That show went downhill.
Oh.
I'm not...
Someone's not.
Does that show
it was
exist
good in
in
the
pony
start,
form?
but...
I didn't say that in character.
I think we can write off part of this conversation as non-canon anyway.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right. Anything else people want to do?
I asked Aurelia if you can, once she's finished reading, if you can share any of the more interesting parts of the book.
Oh yeah. I was gonna do that anyway. I mean, yeah.
Oh. Cool.
Jabolt starts conducting science with alcohol.
Oh God.
If Travolt's getting drunk, I'm sleeping elsewhere.
No, he's not drinking the alcohol.
No,
he's using the glasses
strictly
as a
experimenting
chemistry set.
on the alcohol.
With his stomach.
You shouldn't waste good alcohol like that. You should give that to me.
No.
If I can get the alcohol out, then sure.
But
No!
but it's like
I say that from beyond the grave where I have died.
Oh, spooky ghost.
Huh, I didn't even do that one.
My God. I think we're all just getting very tired.
Tempered Steel holds his arms above him and shakes him about in a loose, wild fashion.
Oh, crap. It's a zombie. I better destroy it. Where's my shotgun?
Your boomstick's in the other room.
Shotguns don't work in the maw, remember?
You're right. I pull a stick of dynamite out of my bag. This is my boomstick.
Yeah,
Okay, Jabolt stops doing science on the alcohol and puts it out. I just needed to do that for a bit.
Tibbs is going to leave the bar at this point, and from outside all you can hear is...
Oh, man.
All right.
Powder Keg is gonna pop his head outside the bar real quick when Tibbs leaves. Fake like he's lit the dynamite and just throw it to Tibbs and say catch, and then just quickly duck back inside.
How do you fake like you've lit dynamite? Out of curiosity.
He lights a match, moves it close to the dynamite, but doesn't touch it, and then throws it at him.
All right.
Okay, no playing with dynamite while in the inn.
I would have just taped a cardboard flame to the fuse.
I didn't have any cardboard.
Will-o-wisp plus dynamite equals distraction.
You guys are all sillier than me right now. We all need some sleep, you think?
Okay. Sorry.
I think I have a right to be silly in the face of near certain death that we're heading into. I hope it's not, but it might be.
We'll be fine.
We need to remember that trick, though, because that sounds like a good idea to clear a room really fast.
Heck yeah, I'll add it to the arsenal.
And yet another powder keg Zenkarn combo attack.
Fake dynamite.
Fake dynamite.
Meanwhile, I'm over here just working on my machines.
What's the time?
Blinky turns to Javolt and says, "I'd rather you didn't borrow any of my scrap metal this time.
Would you mind?
Any more of my alcohol? Or in fact, anything in my stores?"
Might I take some of the paneling off the walls here?
She says nothing in response to that and just continues to stare at you.
Flotsam hops on
Wise
the
to you. Wise.
Flotsam hops on the counter to be eye level with Blinky and says, "Blinky, can I buy some scrap metal and or scrap electronics off you? It's for a good cause. I'm not going to blow anything up this time."
When was the last time you blew something up? Well, with scrap metal and scrap electronics.
Oh yeah, I wasn't with you guys when I did that. That was fun, and I'm never doing it again.
Oh, come on. Never say never.
Blinky kind of looks to the door and says, "Sorry, store's closed."
Fair enough. I'll ask you when you're open.
All right.
So, Powder Keg is going to look outside at Tibbs once more and see what he's doing.
After banging his head on the
Is there now a Tibbs head-sized dent in the wall?
No, but there's... I mean, remember, this is a ship and it's all metal, but there's now sort of a dark spot where a bunch of, dust has been kind of shaken off. We're at the impact point.
All right, I'll put.
Tibbs, you gonna keep banging your head against the wall, or do you want less brain damage?
I'm hoping maybe if I keep doing this, I'll end up on you guys' level.
Oh, good. Hey, that's mean.
Well, Tibbs, that's about as much of a dick as I expected you to be. So, you know what? Why don't you just keep hitting your head until you're too brain dead to talk? That'd be great. And then he's just gonna shut the door.
Oh, Faye.
Give him a lot of alcohol. That'll do it too.
Tibbs is a teetotaler.
A what?
Teetotaler. He doesn't drink.
Oh.
Tibbs is a teetotaler. Teetotaler.
We just say he's teetotal.
You're all terrible.
Okay.
So he's British?
No, he doesn't drink that much.
All right, so...
That was a joke.
Help.
So we argue ourselves to sleep, I guess.
Speak for yourselves. Flotsam plays in her box and falls asleep in it.
Okay, Javolt is going to try to reclaim his box.
I'm gonna just say that you do and whatever.
Yeah.
You do
All
and whatever.
Later in the night,
Yeah,
after some of the party has gone to sleep and basically ponies have split off to either sleep or do their separate things. Tibbs, are you still outside?
No. After the party seemed to have died down as far as that was.
Oh, wait.
That ridiculous stuff was concerned. Tibbs went to sleep.
Oh,
Okay.
Did he sleep outside?
no.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, what? You serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
All
Why
right.
did he sleep outside?
Because he's Tibbs and he's a dick.
You,
Wait. If he's gonna sleep outside and stuff, I'm just gonna go outside and stuff and talk to Tibbs real quick and tell him, Get your ass inside. Why would you sleep in the street?
Feel like it?
Do you hate us that much?
No, not really. Just feel like it.
Why would you sleep out here instead of on a bed?
I'm used to sleeping like this, mate.
That's not a good thing. Then at least come inside and sleep on the floor where it's warmer.
We're in a ship, mate. Everything is the same temperature.
While you,
fine.
While you're having this conversation, it's late and, you don't hear much movement out in the halls, but you do hear, some, steps coming towards you now. And Firelight, you can see, Barl, the griffin from earlier.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Excellent.
She kind of looks at you two and says, is this a bad time?
Never a bad time, Sheila. What can I do for you?
Tibbs says, just sitting up instantly sunny for some reason.
You're not here about his job offer, are you?
Well, yes, actually. Just wanted to see about finalizing the terms in case, you guys go off on another grand quest or something in the morning and I don't catch you.
Take her with us. We need more NPCs.
No, you don't.
Tibbs is going to turn to Tibbs is going to turn to Firelight and said, "Would you believe this?" She said no.
Okay, look. Firelight will just turn to Barl. Listen, to be fair, I think what you're doing for the town is really helpful, trying to keep the guards in shape, and I don't think leaving here to go and help him with his drug business is a good idea. For anyone, really.
Barl kind of rolls her eyes and says, I'll take that under advisement.
Okay. It's not like I can stop you or anything. I'm just trying to, give you good advice.
It's not like I'm gonna, it's not like I'm gonna be selling drugs here in the streets of Skyfall, just doing a couple odd jobs for some extra, caps on the side.
Well, I'm just saying, I think what you're doing for Skyfall is good.
Thank you.
You should abandon that for him.
It's not abandoning. Just,
okay.
I'm here to talk to the doctor about a side job.
Okay. Then go ahead.
A side job that I need so I can afford more than just basic, food and lodgings. Because let me tell you, the guard job does not pay well. I believe we discussed this.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. She turns to Tibbs and then kind of looks at you, Firelight, again, as if to wonder why you're still here. I'm sorry, are you still talking to him?
Piss off, mate!
No, I'm fine. Good. Don't worry. I'm not going to bother you at all. And Firelight will just kind of sit down out in the hallway.
Barrel just gives you an odd look and just is. So you're just going to sit there while we talk business then?
Look, he's done dubious business in the past, and
mate, if you're afraid I'm going to hire some sort of assassin or whatever, that's a really dumb idea.
Although, at this point, Barrel just kind of lifts up a claw, kind of open palm, and says, all right, I get it. Gotta, watch out, keep your bases checked, all that. All right. So she turns to Tibbs and says, well, I guess we just figure out, what he's doing and, some kind of pay scheme.
Absolutely. Well, you see, the way my business runs is I have a set list of couriers who deal with a certain radius. And as of now, Skyfall is not exactly an area that has a courier for my particular business. So that would be your job. Any group of ponies or other out in the wasteland in this particular area would need someone to take their supplies to and from them.
So what quantities are we talking about here?
Usually not more than a case or two of a particular kind of drug. I have to actually contact one of my mules to come down here and bring the content, but otherwise,
so
you would
a
only
little bit of heavy lifting, deliveries to, I guess, questionably friendly folk.
Yeah. So I need someone who can definitely hold their own, because ponies out here aren't very friendly.
Yeah, business is hard to come by even when you're a reputable organization.
Mm-hmm. That said, the pay's good. You get absolutely excellent tips, to put it simply. And it's, I believe it's about a... Oh, shit, sorry. Taupe changed some of the percentages recently. I believe it's a 50% fee for the carrying, so you get half of whatever we sell.
Very nice commission.
Yeah, she's a bit of a softie. Anyway, that is about the extent of the job. I would have to fill out some paperwork to figure that out.
So it's mainly it's a courier job. Any sort of other tasks that would need doing then?
If we encounter some... Well, let's put it simply. There sometimes are problem couriers of my own that I've had to deal with, and not every mule is exactly as honest as one might hope. So occasionally there's some need to take care of business within the business.
Well, that would depend on availability. I mean, I'm going to be mainly around here, and if none of your other couriers are nearby, then, you know, sometimes I might just say, well, I'm not your griffin, sir.
Right. Well, we have a map for this sort of thing, so it wouldn't likely be called on you.
All right. So just based on convenience, then.
Exactly.
All right. Any particular protocol for handling the messaging system?
Not particularly. Just I'll have to get you familiar with the paper itself, but luckily I've trained someone in town who knows how to make that for you. So, should you have any particular need to contact me,
okay,
you'll be able to use that. It's quite simple. All you do is write my name, write what you need to send, 50 words or less, and think about me. Think about this charming, smiling face.
Very well.
And burn it.
Oh,
almost forgot that part.
Yes, of course.
That's about it.
Very simple. All right. Well, I guess you know how to contact me when you have a job. How exactly do caps get transferred?
That will be the job of the mule that'll be brought down here soon.
Okay. So I handle receipt of payment and then send you the other 50%?
Exactly.
All right. I see why you might have trust issues with your couriers then.
Exactly.
I see.
All right. Tibbs will stick out his hoof and say, "So, is it a deal?"
She reaches out with her claw and says, "It is absolutely a deal."
Pleasure to have you aboard.
Of course. All right. Well, I'll leave you be then to your beauty sleep.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
You should probably go inside, though, to be honest.
Tibbs is going to raise a hoof to his forehead and rub his temple and say, "All right, fine, whatever." Gives me an opportunity to see if Flotsam is available to loan me some paper.
All right. Good night, Doctor. Good night, Doctor.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. And Barrel heads off her own way.
All right. As soon as Barrel leaves, I actually turn to Tibbs. You know, while listening to that, I actually had an epiphany. You have your trade market. It's pretty extensive, right?
Yeah.
You go all over the mall?
Not just the mall, mate. All over Equestria.
Okay. The people who make the drugs for you, can they make any kind of drug?
It's a bit dependent on material. I'll admit that it hasn't exactly been a pressing issue.
What about medicine?
ghouls don't exactly need medicine.
Well, I mostly just mean for expanding your market, maybe.
I get your point, mate. And I have considered it before, but like I said, it's dependent on materials. It's not exactly something that is currently terribly available in the section of Equestria where they make all my product, but the vast majority, I should say. And put simply, there's a lot of... It's hard to explain.
Mm-hmm. I'm just suggesting that maybe you look into it. Not only you'd be expanding your market a lot, and also getting a lot of medicine to people out there.
Tibbs will shrug and say, I'll consider it.
Well, just let me know how it goes. Anyway, we should probably go inside now. But
Yeah.
keep my suggestion in mind. I think it might be helpful to a lot of places.
Already said I would, mate. You repeating it's not making it any easier.
Yeah, sorry.
Having flashbacks to that mission where you have to get the great Khans to start selling medicine.
To be fair, I actually did think of that after, kind of realizing, hey, wait a minute, can't they just make drugs and stuff for their trade routes and everything? And I was like, oh, wait, now I remember that mission.
Yep. That mission.
But anyway, yeah. Firelight will head back inside now.
Tibbs will very reluctantly follow suit.
All right. So, shall we say that the night passes?
So I might as well ask now, the vodka bottle, how many shots did it start with?
An indeterminate amount.
Okay.
Let's say it's, depending on your point of view, half full after tonight.
Half full or half empty?
That's what I was kind of teeing up there, yeah.
Wahaha.
Thank you for following through.
You are most welcome.
But yeah, after tonight, let's just say you've over the course of the past few days, you've used up about half the bottle. It's not a particularly, large bottle of vodka, but, substantial enough. Anyway, so the night passes, y'all get, basically a good night's rest. Back up to full, your, magic point and whatnot. And, morning breaks. And, down at, Blinky's store, ponies who get up early actually see, Aurelia already downstairs with Zenkarn's book open in front of her. She seems to be reading it rather intently.
Flotsam wipes her eyes as she approaches. Morning, Raleigh.
Morning, Flotsam.
How's your book?
Really kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah? You finding out lots of stuff about your heritage?
Yeah, a lot.
Did you sleep?
A little. Okay.
So, come on, spill the beans.
I've been up since 2 a.m., actually.
Wow. You gonna be okay for traveling?
Maybe. If I take very quick naps every so often. Yeah, there's one of these that kind of jumped out at me.
What?
I don't know, I think I'd rather wait till, more
Every pony's here?
Yeah.
That's fair. Hey, have you seen Blinky?
Oh, yeah, she's just, getting ready to open up the store. Why do you ask?
Oh, I was just gonna ask her about buying stuff again. Hey, Aurelia?
Yeah?
I know it's kind of, well, it's just you taking an interest in your stuff and, well, I guess I just wanted to say, I know kind of what it's like to be one thing and be raised by other ponies who aren't quite the same. If you ever need to talk.
Hey, look, first of all, I think we can all agree that this group is not like most other ponies.
Yeah.
I could imagine being, raised by some, I don't know, just kind of no-name family out in some random town in the wasteland and not turning out as well. She kind of chuckles and shakes her head. Yeah, not as well as all. No, I got to wake up, and it was you guys. It was this badass adventuring party that goes around and blows stuff up. I can get behind that.
Okay. I guess sometimes I think, I was lucky enough to be raised in a pretty stable home. But if you're sure that you're happy with the way things are, that's good. We're certainly happy to have you.
Hey, dragons don't do gentle. If there's one thing I know, and she taps on the book again, one thing I learned from this, we don't do things by halves. But yeah.
Powder Keg walks down. Well, y'all ready to go?
Not quite. But more on that when everybody gets down here. Blinky comes back in with the last of some materials that she sets under the counter for, ready to sell, and then flips the sign to open. And
you're open! Flotsam goes and gets her bottle caps.
Blinky nods and looks to Powder Keg. Good morning.
Morning.
So today's the day.
Today's the day.
Very well. I'll be here until you're ready.
All right.
Aurelia kind of waves at you and says, before we go, I want to talk to everybody about something. Something I found in Zenkarn's book here.
Flotsam goes and sits cross-legged by Aurelia's feet in a kind of story time pose.
Javalt leerily wakes up and pokes his head out of the box.
Yeah, because he was in a box as well.
Doc in a box.
Yeah.
It will never be as good as Flot in a box.
True.
Well, I mean, it owes its existence to Flot in a box, so it's like it's this weird parody thing. I don't know.
It's
a wannabe.
It's the Doc box.
Not that Doc
Considering
box.
painting this cyan? Oh, not cyan, darker.
No, we're not getting that doctor up in all this. No, please no.
He sort of waves at everyone. Is there anything important going on?
What?
How early is it, out of curiosity?
It's a little bit before 8 a.m.
Yeah, no, that's not a time. Come back in 2 hours.
Oh, yes. Morning.
Javalt tries to pull himself. Javalt tries to pull himself out of the box, and the box falls over, and he sort of drags himself out.
Firelight will walk downstairs and stuff at this point. And we'll just walk up to the counter of the inn. What do you have for breakfast?
This isn't exactly an inn.
Blinky looks around and says, I have some canned and boxed goods, and there's a little kitchen in the back that you can use.
Javalt starts crawling toward the kitchen.
You'll have to buy the food first, though.
Javalt stops and starts crawling toward the counter. Slinks up the counter and drops however many caps is needed.
Just to get enough food for yourself. Just like 5 caps.
He's trying to cook for everyone, though.
Like 35, 40, 50, 45 caps? Yeah.
Okay.
So Javalt blearily heads off to make breakfast for everybody using, whatever post-war preserved food they can get their hooves on.
Good, because I'm broke. I don't even have 5 caps.
How are you broke? Yeah, oh, right, yeah.
I bought medicine.
Wow, that must have been a lot of medicine.
Yeah. Well, and some other stuff, including Radaway and stuff.
We ought to be able to share at least some of our, giant hoard with them, shouldn't we?
What giant hoard?
Wait, that the group got from that.
Okay, the fact that I actually out loud said, that I broke. Like, you guys
I
are
assumed
hoping
half
money
that
from
conversation
me?
wasn't in character.
So what do I roll to cook again?
Mechanics.
Alright. Mechanics, he said, and mechanics it will be. What is my mechanics?
Science.
I love that this is the 4th time we've had a cooking roll.
God damn.
It comes up.
Okay, I got a 24.
Alright, you're able to make something more than edible and actually a little bit tasty.
No exploding pancakes today.
Nope, no exploding pancakes
So
today.
is it just Zenkar and Steel that are still sleeping, or is there anyone else?
Tibbs.
Right.
Floor
Tibbs
of the store proper.
On the floor.
And,
And I guess
he's
Chica's
awake. He's
somewhere.
just still laying on the floor.
Yeah,
Javon
Steel actually
starts-
managed to find his way upstairs last night.
Yeah, Javon starts passing food out to everyone. He's a
Oh,
little
thank
less leery
Well
now.
done.
Alright.
Thanks.
Sorry, Aurelia, you said you needed to say something.
Oh, we're still waiting on a couple of ponies.
Flotsam starts
Uh-huh,
nodding
right.
on breakfast. What is he really good? They're cool. Yum yum.
Firelight will use a little bit of his magic and stuff to heat up whatever it is. At least to as hot as possible.
Javon
Does he
gives
get
him a
it?
look.
I like hot food, what?
Javon
It's
gives
so
him a
cute
very
because when you
odd
weren't here,
look.
Aurelia did the same thing.
Oh!
Yep.
Like-
Yep. Back at Slayer base.
That's so adorable.
Aurelia closes the book for a bit and waits for Javolt to serve her food.
Javon starts continuing serving food, whatever.
Powder Keg takes one look at the food Javolt's made, doesn't care how good it looks, just says, "I'll pass," and pulls out an old box of, prepackaged cereal and just eats that.
Flotsam tries to feed some to Craggy.
Craggy appreciates the meal.
Javon gives Powder Keg a long look and says, "Am I going to have to lecture you about health, young man, healthy eating?"
Aurelia
Nope.
just kind of shrugs and says, "Hey, I'll take his if he doesn't want it."
Oh, also, I'll pay you back and stuff, Javolt, for the food, since
No,
you...
it's fine.
Okay. Hopefully I'll get some more caps and stuff sometime soon.
Sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. Sometimes my cybernetics act up.
And it was the fact that you slept in a box.
Well, Tempered
No, the box was perfectly comfortable.
Steel manages to smell the food way upstairs, so he crawls out of bed and then crawls his way down the stairs.
Crawls down the stairs.
And pulls himself with his arms.
Yes.
Down the stairs. Okay. You
So in other words, a half tumble, probably.
you
Do you end up-
feel slightly bruised from your journey downstairs.
Does he end up with his horns in the ground?
No.
No, it's metal.
Your horns did scrape the metal floor a bit.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
I assume that was fairly loud.
Actually,
Here-
Zenkarn, when you wake up, the first thing you see is two glowing green eyes in front of you, and a soft voice saying, "Good morning," and then
Breakfast already?
you don't get a reply as Chica's horn glows, and you wake up about half an hour later.
Is she actually there this time, or has she just left again?
Yeah, she when you wake up, Chica comes downstairs, just looking. She looks around at the food and says, "No thanks, already ate."
I walk
Where did you get
down.
the food from anyway?
Sorry, what?
As soon as she says that, as soon as Flotsam says that, I walk downstairs.
Looking a little bit haggard.
You
Yes.
see, when a zebra loves a
Yes.
changeling,
Oh, Tibbs.
I didn't know that. You guys did. Oh, okay.
Chica shakes her head and says, "Not quite like that."
No, I didn't figure. I mean, what the circumstances and then, Karn, are you okay? You look kind of
Like a changeling just sapped all your energy.
Looks like, and I do the closest approximation to air quotes as I can do.
Yeah, you can do it fairly well. Chica just, shrugs and says, he'll be fine in an hour.
Chica, is the problem that the transfer isn't fast enough or something? I'm going to be totally honest. I can understand you needing to feed. I just wonder if there's a way to do it without side effects like this.
It would be smoother if, I don't know, the feelings were stronger and more mutual.
Ah. Don't we know a relationship counselor back in Gold Rush?
I'd much rather not right now.
Default, you can't rush these things.
Sure you can. It's not always smart, but you can rush things.
Don't rush.
Out of character, oh god, yes, but
strictly speaking, technically possible.
Hey, Aurelia, that book, does it have that dragon book, it have anything, like, on dragon languages?
You keep asking that.
It's been so long since that's been brought up.
Yeah, but the fact is that this has been a question since, like, the very beginning. Like, from the first moments you knew Aurelia, this has been a question. This one's not about the frequency, it's about the fact that this is
the consistency.
The consistency, yes. And the length of time. And she just kind of rolls her eyes at you and says, yeah, there's a small little dictionary. It's not, honestly, it's like, for, I guess, the equivalent of, preschool, dragon language. But there's a little bit of stuff. This was made for ponies, is the thing.
Yeah. Sounds as per usual. Things written by ponies for ponies never have the entire truth on something else.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense, especially during the war. I guess ponies were kind of like, no, we're gonna stick to our own, thanks.
Propaganda.
Yeah, no, Ministry of Image and morale. She kind of shudders at that. Yeah, the stuff you ponies got up to.
I'm kind of thinking the Ministry Mayor's sort of went insane because of the war.
We'll bring it up all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could kind of... Anyway, whoa, we're getting off track. Yes. She looks around and sees that every pony has arrived and says, okay, yes, every pony, I wanted to show you guys a quick thing before we head out.
Is this going to destroy the shop?
No, it's just a thing in a book, alright?
Okay.
She opens up the abridged Dragonomicon again, and leaves it open on the counter to a page where the prominent illustration is of a dragon with 5 different multicolored heads.
Oh.
That does not look pleasant.
I think I might have seen this. I'm not sure.
It looks like a dragon god. Is it a dragon god?
Yes, this is Tiamat.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Which
I
one?
still have the.
Which one of those heads is Tiamat?
All 5 of them. The whole thing.
That must get confusing.
Yeah, yes, Codeman?
Can I check the Tiamat cult brooch that we have? Just because I can't remember what the symbol is on it and stuff, but just to compare.
The symbol of the cult of Tiamat. It's not the... I actually didn't think of what their symbol might be. It's mostly just pretty pictures of the church and a bunch of the cultists looking like, they're having a wholesome good time. With, text boxes about, all the benefits and important things.
No, not the brochure, the brooch.
The brooch.
Yeah.
It was a kind of dragon wrapped around a gemstone or something. Yeah.
That would be quite a brooch if it had all that stuff on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not particularly strong iconography on either, the brochure or the brooch that you have from the cult. So this is rather new.
Okay.
All
So
right.
what did you say about Tiamat?
Well, it's kind of interesting. So I guess to sum it up, I mean, it's kind of long-winded, but to sum it up, dragons kind of came to Equestria from another realm, and it was kind of, I mean, this was like very, very early on, and this was sort of a more violent incursion, with almost like an invasion, and Tiamat was kind of at the head of all that.
She was at the five heads of all that.
And, well, I mean, Equestria fought back pretty strong, and they managed to cut off the portal while Tiamat was still here, you know, limiting her power. And then, apparently, you know Princess Celestia?
Yep.
Well,
That sounds familiar.
well, the legend...
He's the one who raised the sun, yeah?
Yeah. The legend goes that, and I think there's some, like, translation, you know, stuff here, but it says, Celestia banished Tiamat to the bottom of the ocean. And she flips over a few pages and opens up, another illustration of, Tiamat again, but with, the waters around her parted in kind of the sun shape of Celestia's cutie mark, as Celestia herself is high above her, you know, shining brightly as the waters sort of close in on Tiamat.
So, but could Tiamat survive underwater? Being a god, I suppose she could.
Yeah, you know, a deity like that. I mean,
So is she still
sealed
bad?
away, but, you know.
What does that have to do with?
Well, she flips over another few pages, and the next illustration she comes across is one of sort of, instead of water, it's a very, you know, craggy, you know, barren landscape. And she says, over time, that those waters that Tiamat was buried under, they dried up.
Oh,
And
So Tiamat's buried underneath the Dragon's Maw.
yeah, they became the Badlands from what I can tell.
Well, that would explain the dragon presence.
Do you suppose Tiamat is still here somewhere? Do you
It's-
suppose the cult of Tiamat knows that?
How much do you want to bet it has something to do with the volcano?
Ooh.
I was
Yes.
Aurelia sighs and closes the book and says, thanks for letting me borrow this, Encarn.
Oh, it's a library book. It's not
Oh,
like
well,
it's mine.
I guess we gotta return it then, don't we?
Well, not anytime soon.
Well, before we leave,
I'm sure they won't miss it for a while.
we should probably return
Respect
it.
the library books. Wait, why do I have to tell you that? You're really not feeling too well, are you? She feels this way.
Anyway, I mean, that's one of the kind of legends in here that one just kind of stood out to me. Thanks for, you know, listening to my speech, I guess. She kind of awkwardly waves her arms around and then just kind of takes the book and then just kind of walks off.
Wait.
It was
before
fun
you
to
go-
learn about.
Wait. She's
Wait.
returning it right now?
She actually just like walked off, like not towards the door, but towards the other side, and then just kind of into the kitchen.
So, so I just had a weird question come to mind. It said, now that Celestia Pony, it said she raises the sun. She rose the sun. But
Yeah.
she's not around anymore, right?
Yep.
So, if she rose the sun and she's not around anymore, then what's raising the sun now?
Don't question it, man.
robots.
Maybe
Who
she-
knows?
Maybe
Probably
before she
bullshit
managed to
residential
put in-
pony magic.
Maybe she put some kind of magic into effect that would raise the sun automatically or something.
Chica just kind of rolls her eyes and says, or maybe the sun and moon are just orbiting on their own.
What?
That sounds
Oh,
crazy.
Sacrilege.
It's a possibility.
That's a weird possibility.
Doesn't really make much sense to me.
Well, I mean, it would kind of make sense why, you know, the patterns are so irregular, and you sometimes see, well, I guess, well, now, I guess, you know, it's I also heard that you can sometimes see the sun and the moon at the same time.
Oh.
I think the magic answer makes the most sense because someone messing around with the sun and the moon for so long, be kind of hard to imagine it suddenly go into its own natural orbit again.
Yeah, but that kind of magic sticking around for 200 years or more. I don't know.
I kind of wave a hoof out and I'm like, welcome to balefire radiation.
Yeah,
but that shouldn't affect the sun.
Well, no, but you're questioning it sticking around for 200 years.
Yeah, I mean, if the Dragon's Maw can have all these curses for so long, what's to keep an enchantment from keeping the sun and moon rising indefinitely?
I still say they're just orbiting naturally,
I don't know. I feel like someone
right,
deliberately.
It's easier just to agree with the ponies than to try and not trust me on this one.
All right.
I think it's more important to just not worry about it.
Probably. If there's a sun and there's a moon, we'll see them eventually. I don't know. Something Doc said.
Something clever. Well, I'm going shopping. Flotsam picks up her caps and goes back over to the counter to wait patiently for Blinky, unless Blinky is already there.
Blinky came back, yeah.
By the way...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. By the way, how are we doing on supplies and medicine?
Medicine, you're, pretty stocked. I haven't had a whole lot of wounds to heal. I guess sort of rations and explosives-wise, you could probably do with a bit of a refresh.
Well, we were all supposed to keep track of our own things like, Radaway and stuff, so why don't we all list off how much Radaway or Radsafe we still have sitting in our stuff? I
probably need obscene amounts because I haven't really thrown radiation at you guys a lot.
Yeah, I still have 3 Radaway, 2 Radsafe, a Dragon Tooth that I've had since the first session. No, the second session. Second session I grabbed that. I have 1 gram of sulfur that I've had since the second session. I have 10,088 caps, a slide whistle.
What?
Yeah, he sold. You sold pre-equestrian bits, didn't you?
How many caps?
Sorry, I read that wrong. 1,088.
There you go.
Still,
that's slide whistle, guitar.
Well, I have 1,090.
What?
I have 760, and I think I haven't taken. Oh, I think I've taken off more than I should have anyway.
What?
We also, guys, I wrote this down on my sheet. We still have 3K in 38,000 caps in gold and gems from the Dragon Hordes, and 12,000 caps in equipment that we haven't sold because selling that.
What?
Yeah, pretty much. The problem with that is how to liquidate it.
We've killed 4 dragons. How does this obscene amount of wealth sound odd?
I don't know.
It's new to me.
Yeah, but that's because you decided you were going to go get a proper job.
Instead of becoming treasure hunters like the rest of us.
I really think we have to try and liquidate some of it, or at least give him some of the non-liquidated stuff, so he's not completely left out.
All right.
I mean, we did get most of that hoard from one of the dragons he wasn't present for.
Yeah.
He was there for the first 2 dragons.
No, he was there for Smaug.
He was there for Smaug, yeah.
I was there for Smaug.
And we got most of this hoard from Smaug too. Yeah. We got about half of it from Nidhogg and about half of it from Smaug.
Yep.
We didn't get any of Tannis' stuff, did we?
Nope.
No, because
that was kind of a huge deal with Excalibur, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
But the thing was, I wasn't here when you counted up all of Smaug's loot.
I gotta be right back, guys. Be right back.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Now Spud's gone. How are we selling all this shit to buy ridiculously stupid stuff we shouldn't have at this level?
We should buy a house. We don't have a house yet. We're too far into this game to not
we
have
should buy.
house.
We should actually full on buy Blinky's bar. And that way, no one can sell it from underneath us.
No.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I'm the only one who's not a bum because I actually have an apartment. It's the hospital.
Yay!
I am not a murder hobo.
Powder's not entirely a bum. He technically has a house somewhere way up north.
Technically, we're all crashing at Powder's girlfriend's place.
Well, I think the proper...
Technically bumming.
That's beautiful. We're all bumming on Powder Keg's girlfriend.
I think the proper term for tempered steel would be nomad.
You're a bum. Deal with
You're
it.
bum.
Sorry. Less murderous hobo.
Damn, Powder Keg needs to bring out the guitar again. I keep forgetting about that. And there's this guitar sitting right there on my sheet.
Remember?
What?
You broke it, remember?
No, I did not. People keep saying I did, and I do not remember.
You totally did. You made allusion to the fact that you broke it. We're willing to say that wasn't canon.
I don't remember it getting broken either.
I definitely remember you saying
he made an allusion to it during Runaway Steel when Zenkarn and Powder Keg ran and caught up with Tempered Steel. There was an allusion made to it. If that wasn't canon, then awesome, and why aren't you playing it more often?
What did I say?
I don't remember exactly what you said.
You said something about it getting broken, spending a night with Blinky.
Yeah, something happened with Blinky, explosions happened, and somehow the guitar got broken. I don't want to know what
now that's sounding more familiar, like it got broken in during something involving Blinky.
Fine then. I'm going to take some of this ridiculous amount of wealth we have and trade it for a guitar.
What? No! That's group goals. You can't do that.
Yes, I can. We each get a share.
Yeah.
We each get a share. And you know
You don't
what?
get a share.
Yes, I do.
Can we actually start selling some of it to Blinky?
Of
Do you think
course
she'll
I get a
take it?
share. I'm the one who actually bookkeeps, so you guys even knew we had this. Because apparently some people didn't.
I
I've got
keep
it
my stuff, to be fair, and I think we ended up... Did we give all the stuff to you, or did we give it all to Firelight to carry? We gave it to someone.
No, it was given all to me to carry. Well, it was split up among us to carry, because no one of us could carry all of it, and then we all stored it at Blinky's.
That's right.
I've had it written down too. I've got the same number written down for our overall group total.
Yeah.
What? 50K?
That reminds me.
38 in gold and gems and 12K in equipment.
Yep.
Hey, Tibbs, if I wanted to buy your entire stash of drugs, how much would that cost?
You realize that you do not. There's only so much you get to spend on your own selfish.
We all get a share, and there's how much in total?
Oh god, you're arguing about shares.
Oh god.
Like, there was like 8 grand in total or something, Lapis?
No, there's like 50K total.
Just not
yes. That's a tiny share. I don't understand how I'm possibly going to buy anything if we split that into 6 or 7,
So,
depending if
any
Aurelia
chance of
gets
us
a share.
moving on from this?
Flotsam
Yes.
still wants to buy things from Blinky.
You can buy scrap metal and scrap electronics from Blinky, yeah.
Hooray! How much per? I probably should
Scrap
spend all my-
metal goes for, right now about 15 each, scrap electronics 20 each.
Okay.
Alright. So, apparently since does Blinky have any guitars in her store?
No, unfortunately.
Is there anywhere in town where I might be able to find one? Because apparently I alluded to blowing mine up.
What? Oh, no.
Can we just say it didn't happen and that you were just joking? Because you don't even remember saying
I'm
it.
willing to call it non-canon.
Sure. Okay, then I still have a guitar.
It miraculously survived whatever you did to it.
It miraculous. I think I remember now the moment. It was the that alluded to noodle incident of a night that Powder Keg spent with Blinky
Right, yeah.
when they first came to Skyfall.
That must have been some serenading.
Okay, may I buy 5 scrap metal and 5 scrap electronic, please?
Very well.
I will make a note of that. After the transaction, Flotsam kind of leans across the counter surreptitiously and kind of beckons Blinky closer.
Blinky leans in.
Blinky, do you know any other fillies?
Not personally.
Okay,
There-
just so you know, I have a dress. I clean up nice.
Oh.
She glances at Powder, then looks back, then smiles. And then she skips away before Blinky can process this too much.
What did Flotsam just suggest?
Blinky, just stares straight ahead for a bit, blinks a couple times, and then kind of like her head shifts up a little bit, as if her eyes widen a little bit, as if to oh, okay.
No, seriously, what did you just try to do, Dally?
Flower girl.
Oh.
Watson wants to be flower filly.
Oh God, you. Oh my God.
Seriously, you didn't get that as soon as she mentioned dresses and cleaning up nice?
I'd forgotten about the flower girl bit.
It was like 5 minutes ago in real time.
She was.
It took me a little bit too,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't make it
all
like
on about that.
No, it made a nice little moment. It's not a huge deal.
Anyway,
I still call
Flotsam
this
is
something the minister.
I'll have to think about that.
Anyway.
Flotsam piles her purchases into her box.
But seriously, did we? Sorry, I was away for a second and stuff. But so, are we good on how much medicine we have?
Medicine, yeah.
Okay.
You're not really in danger as far as rations and explosives go, but it's still possible you could top it off a bit.
How much would it cost per person to top off the rations?
Rations, about 60 caps per person.
Can somebody cover me for that?
60 caps per person for what?
To restock to full on rations.
Alright, and how much caps to restock to full on
explosives?
Yeah.
Another 90.
Powder keg will cover Firelight's caps necessity.
Okay, thank you.
Here, how about Steel can split it with him since they both got everyone except Firelight has an obscene amount of, not obscene.
No, obscene.
Obscene.
Y'all are quite loaded.
So if you guys were you guys actually out loud talking about how much money,
I think some discussion might have been had, yeah. Maybe
Not
exactly as it took place, out of character, but at some point.
Okay.
Now the rations are counted as part of the adventuring kit, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna ask, so is any of those caps mine?
Once we liquidate them, sure.
Right now, they're really. I mean, right now they're worth money, but they're going to be very difficult to trade for goods.
Oh, okay.
Did we take Tibbs's share out of curiosity? Or was he not with us at that point?
Tibbs wasn't with us. Tibbs doesn't have a share out of that 50k.
All right, yeah, that was,
because Tibbs has his own seemingly invisible pool of gold where he.
Yeah, there's that too.
Because Tibbs cheats. Fair enough.
Well,
Tibbs
he's also
has
a character that
drug
joins
empire.
midway, so.
Yeah,
Tibbs
has a drug
Good to know.
empire.
Or at least is part of a drug empire.
Yeah. Alright. So are y'all about done?
Well, I'm actually going to ask Tibbs in character if Din's around again.
I'm back.
Oh, cool. How much actually would it be to buy one of everything?
One of everything, huh? Let's see.
One of every drug?
No, one of every different puppy.
I would have expected you to say kittens.
I was going to, but I wanted to break expectations.
And break expectations you did. Give me a sec. I actually have to look for a moment.
Also, Spud said no kittens and or cats in universe.
That's cruel.
Let's see. One of everything would probably cost you around, I'll say, 2,000 caps.
Alright. I'm gonna have to be more selective then.
Look, if you...
I mean, unless Firelight's willing to give them to me for free.
Well, I have some buck and dash.
Yep.
So...
Y'all ain't seriously considering using that shit, are you?
Using, no. Keeping in case of emergency, God's yes.
Okay.
That'd have to be a pretty big emergency.
Considering where we're going, look, it's better to be prepared.
Y'all got a point. By the way, we might want to start heading off soon if we want to get there in any good time.
Uh-huh. Is it okay if I drop by Silver Wrench to drop these off first? Then I'll be ready to go, I promise.
Drop what off?
These. She points to her box, which is now full of the scrap metal and electronics she just bought from Blinky.
Yeah, whatever, alright.
She starts pushing it feebly. Would anyone like to help me
Powder
take...
Keg lifts it with his magic and rests it on his back.
Thank you. Flotsam will lead the way to Silver Ranch.
Alright.
While they're doing that, can I go drop off the manuscript to the library?
Yep, you can do that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Aurelia goes with you to return the book.
Tempered Steel will go with too, so he can look at the language part of that book while they're on the way.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a roll for how much I can get out of it, or?
No.
You know what? Do we have any?
You learn
when
some
we
very,
get there?
very basic words.
So that's like a what? 0.1% or something?
It's like 4%.
Okay.
Which dreams have many tongues? Oh.
You now know the verbs for rip, tear, and destroy.
Actually, yeah. And all the conjugations thereof.
He now knows 5.3% of the dragon language.
Woohoo! Good job.
I mean,
It's learning.
Congratulations.
Learning.
Which is impressive considering it's kind of a lifelong study to figure out the dragon language.
Alright,
But
alright,
anyway,
alright.
so Flotsam, you head over to Silver Wrench.
With Powder Keg carrying the box for her.
Yep. And Silver Wrench kind of humbly accepts the offering, although it's a kind of a small contribution, but it helps. He says, it's actually a good thing that the raiders are gone now, because we can actually send out our own crews to, scavenge for more stuff.
Brilliant. How are things going?
Well, I mean, we were held up by the whole raider thing, but
Sure. Did the Steel Rangers get through with
Steel Rangers
the
got
light
through.
weapon?
We managed to find a power generator, as well as an intact Mr. Handy already, so you can go ahead and mark those off on your checklist.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, we also got.
Oh, you mean Mr. Huffy?
Actually, I think it would still be Mr. Handy, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Because ponies would need.
Can't get lax on the pony puns.
Well, I mean, in this case, it would make more sense, honestly. And Hoofy just doesn't really roll off the tongue as well. And he says, "Yeah, we got some scrap metal going, electronics as well. It's coming along."
It'll be so awesome to see it ever flying again.
Yeah, it might actually happen within our lifetimes. Actually, I mean, if we keep finding stuff at this pace, which is not a guarantee, but
well, we'll still keep an eye out for stuff for you anyway.
Yep. But yeah, our efforts are picking up now, so don't worry so much on that. I guess really the big thing to find right now would be crystal ball or something.
Okay. I'll put an asterisk next to that one.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, Silver Wrench. Good luck.
No problem.
Good luck.
Good luck yourself.
Thanks. All right, Flotsam. Anything else you need to do before we go?
Flotsam silently takes the empty box and puts it upside down on her back so she looks like a tortoise.
I'm ready.
Powder Keg lifts her onto his back with his magic and says, "Let's go. I can't wait for a tortoise."
Yay!
And Great Din and Zenkarn are haggling in the chat.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. I hadn't noticed that.
And it's in character too.
Yep. They just posted pleasure. Din just posted pleasure doing business.
God.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. Actually, I kind of feel bad because I'm the one who gave him rage.
Zenkarn looks like he ended up paying a little more than he wanted to.
Hey, I got zap instead of dash, so some ways that's a win.
Yay!
All right.
Okay, so the party gathers up once and for all and heads out, I presume?
That sounds ominous when you put it that way.
Well, I mean, we have to take the leap at some point.
On adventure, we
can
will
do this, you
go
guys.
to a terrible place where we all will die.
No, we're gonna live.
Yes, of course we're going to live. Nothing will go wrong.
Sure
Well,
we are.
Absolutely
Yeah,
nothing will go wrong. Absolutely nothing will go wrong. Nothing can possibly go wrong. And if I haven't jinxed it enough already, I'm sure everything will be fine.
Look,
Way
if
back.
it-
All you need to do is say
to make
your
you guys feel better, at least the important people will survive.
Look, if Powder dies, you're all gonna die. Because Blinky will be that mad.
Oh God,
I'll be fine.
we're all doomed.
Well, it's like, when the protagonist dies, the rest of the party just drops dead, right? It's like
Oh,
Persona
wait,
or something.
Protagonist.
Who says he's the protagonist?
Anyway, Zenkarn, yes, you've still got Chica's private collection. Now that you've left behind the document for the library to have, including the trashy romance novels.
Oh gosh.
Keep those for later.
Yay.
Which don't ask me to actually populate that with any text because no.
What's that? News stories of the mall? Alright.
No. Oh,
I love you. I love you, Changeling. I love you too. Do you love me? No, I'm just stealing your love. Oh.
The only romance novel where... Well, I was going to say the only romance novel where everyone dies at the end, but...
Guys, I changed my mind for what I want to do for NaNoWriMo. There's no too late to change stories, right?
I'm not sorry.
Maybe we should actually get back to the session now.
Okay, so
Wonderful
Looking.
idea.
you guys all head out.
Yeah, Oh God, 50 Shades of Black and White by
No.
Chica.
No, guys, let's go. Let's go.
God.
We're going.
Okay, so you at long last head out of the city gates, and as you leave, you hear from one of the guards, "Hey," and you look over and see that it's actually Chase out there.
Hey,
Hi, Chase.
You're finally heading out?
You are finally going to be rid of us.
Oh. He kind of, looks off to the side and says, "Hey, look, you guys have saved my bacon, more times than I care to admit now. I mean,
Well,
there's been some problems, but an assassination attempt wouldn't have been good for the town's morale at all. I mean, say what you will about me as a leader, that
I will say what I like about you as a leader. I think you're a good one.
Look, I know I've been kind of short with you sometimes, and you have caused me a lot of headaches, but the town wouldn't really be standing right now if it weren't for you guys.
don't mention it. It's all a day's work. Oh, well,
Or
several
A
weeks'
few
work.
days.
A few days' work. So, thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Just wanted to make sure, that was clear before you left.
Blossom's gaze softens considerably, and she moves closer to Chase with her arms out as if asking if she can give him a hug.
Chase kind of rolls his eyes and, opens his arms, kind of beckoning you in.
All these must be hugged.
Hugs.
All
Thanks, Chase.
right. No problem now. Get on with you.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Zenkarn,
Yay,
are you
it's
still
over.
writing out that
No.
He is.
trashy
Yes.
romance in the Skype chat?
You're disgusting, Zenkarn. Disgusting.
Cute list. Stop.
You
Stop.
disgust
Stop.
me.
That was it. That was all I was going to do for it. I was leaving it there.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Then
just
excuse me as I
imagining
read
the
this.
spy right now. Just, you disgust me.
All right.
Seduce me.
I was just thinking that.
Well then.
Alright. No, we finally leave the town, and we leave all of our silly shenaniganery behind.
Oh,
Yeah, you could try to leave the shenaniganery behind, but it's gonna follow you wherever you go.
Alright, okay, fine. We'll leave half of it for Blinky so that she'll maybe liven up some, and then we'll take the rest with us.
You keep saying these silly things, and I don't know why you believe them.
Anyway, if we go outside, do we just immediately get ambushed by something again?
No, you don't.
No, okay. Wait. Guys. We get outside of the town zone. Take one step. Random battle.
I hate that.
Do combat?
I did go into the long grass this time. There is no long grass. Nothing grows here.
Dude.
But hey, haven't you ever been on like the mountain stuff? Like mountain stuff, caves, Pokemon, you know, Badlands areas? You'll get Pokemon.
Oh god, the entire wasteland is just
Zubats.
Zubats everywhere. It's all the same.
It's Zubats all the way down.
It turns out it's not a sandy waste. It's just Zubats all laying flat on the ground.
Hey Spud.
Yeah.
Seeing as we're outside,
Yes.
I can actually start summoning zombie minions again, right?
Okay.
Sweet. I start doing that, and I mentally instruct them to, just sort of form a perimeter.
Tempered Steel is going to make sure he falls outside that perimeter.
You want to fall out of the perimeter? That's probably going to stop us getting randomly ambushed.
He's good. If it's a perimeter made up of zombies, then yes.
Powder keg is
So over the course of, good long whiles travel, Zenkarn slowly starts summoning zombies every so often to kind of set up sort of advance and then to the side and then to the back.
Can they even scout for us? Like,
Yeah.
What can they say other than
well, the full range of
Well, they
drones,
can communicate. Well, it says you can communicate with it telepathically, so I assume that goes both ways.
But yes, Tempered Steel is following behind the group on the outside of the zombie perimeter.
You actually,
gosh.
It looks like you actually kind of recognize a couple of zombies you pick up along the way. Looks like some raiders.
Well, that is incredibly creepy.
Steel.
Escorted by an envoy of our dead enemies. Sounds about like the right vibe we want.
Damn straight. If we're going there, we're going there in style, car or not.
Huh? You wanted a carriage?
Well, I thought it would be cool, but yeah, maybe a little bit too long to set up.
Probably.
Aurelia just like, wait, what is this?
Apparently Zencon wanted the zombies to carry us on a carriage or something. Sounds like a dumb idea.
Oh, come on, think about how cool that would look.
Would the zombies even, survive that long?
I don't know. I never actually had a chance to test it.
Alright, so, you travel along, following the road east to sort of the central ring, and then finally you start traveling.
This is not the Hunger Games, Eli.
So, she made a comment, Eli made a comment that, I could light the carriage on fire, the zombie chariot. Thank you, Eli.
It's about the same.
There's your sigh.
We live to hear you sigh.
That's disconcerting.
We're players. Of course we like making the DM sigh.
Oh, fair enough.
And then Sunday mornings I get to be the one sighing.
Yes, you and Zenkarn feel my pain.
Yes.
So, you've been traveling for about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours now, approximately. Sun's pretty high in the sky now, and you hear behind you kind of a hey.
Tempered Steel's going to turn around and see what it is.
I will as well.
May as well, yeah.
I'm assuming y'all kind of turn to look, and you see not on the road behind you, but a little bit above, actually, you see a dragon pony hybrid flying towards you that you recognize as Swift.
Woohoo! Swift!
You're okay.
Wait.
I was worried something might have happened to you.
He touches down and kind of looks nervously at the sort of perimeter of zombies around you, but
Yeah,
I instruct them to wave.
Swift looks even more like creeped out by that, but
don't worry about that. They're just Zencon zombies.
Yeah,
they won't hurt you.
That's creepy.
As soon as Swift lands and stuff, I'll just wave and
Like, he
hi.
stand inside or outside the perimeter?
he's inside the perimeter.
Firelight, this is Swift. He's a dragon hybrid. Well, that much is probably obvious, huh? Swift, this is Firelight. He's our doctor.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you all again.
Firelight, Swift ran away from the cult of Tiamat, and he's what have you been doing, Swift?
I've been helping, a bunch of my fellow ex-cultists trying to organize and kind of figure out what we're doing. We're getting a few more members. Might actually, starting to get big enough to actually be like our own separate thing.
Blotsam looks worried. How many hybrids are the cult making?
Well, I mean, it's not just, he kind of waves his forearms a bit. It's not just like hybrids like me. There's not a whole lot of us to go around, actually.
Oh, the cultists.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
That's
We're talking
good.
about just regular cultists and a couple more like me. I mean, the cult still has more that are really loyal to them, but a couple like me, especially once word got around about the whole soul thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to find out all sudden like that, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
hope you know we're going to try and help fix that somehow.
Naturally, the cult, I think they're either covering it up or saying that, we're lying, stuff like that.
Yep, sounds about right.
But now it's officially a rumor. So, I mean,
Maybe Aurelia should go on the radio again.
well,
Seems like sometimes ponies listen when she talks. 'Cause he's a dragon and all.
yeah, it definitely accounts for a lot. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to, I don't know, keep in touch, because right now we kind of owe our existence to you guys right now, and I don't know, I guess he kind of looks to Aurelia at this, and he says, I guess we're still kind of looking for guidance, I guess. We're trying to come up with a new name for ourselves, and, kind of a different mission statement other than, convert all the ponies into, worshipping dragons.
You can be called Aurelia's acolyte.
Not sure if that's a good idea.
Aurelia kind of looks a little,
kinda
kind
like
of
it.
grimaces at that,
I don't think Aurelia would appreciate that, and I don't think that's what they should go for.
Just
Honestly,
might
if
think
you want to
about
do
it.
something good, the better thing to do would just be to, I don't know, act like some kind of organization of old. Not be about converting every pony, but try and help ponies. Like, maybe you'll get converts just being so nice, but do kind of things like feeding ponies who can't feed themselves or other things like that. Kind of hard, but,
well, yeah,
Protecting
we
ponies.
kind of talked about that, but then we were like, well, then we're just kind of the followers of the apocalypse at that point, right?
Worse
yeah,
things
that's
to
a
be.
bad thing.
No, not a bad thing, but,
You guys
Firelight
have
will kind of
guns on
step
your
forward.
side. That's pretty cool. You could be snipers. For the forces of good, obviously.
Firelight will actually turn to Aurelia and ask, was there any other dragons mentioned in the book you had
oh, yeah,
other than Tiamat?
yeah, lots. It was,
Well, they could go something generic and call themselves draconic acolytes.
well,
Well-
there's the opposite of Tiamat that I don't think actually made it into this realm according to the book, but the opposite of Tiamat would be Bahamut.
Knew it.
And Bahamut's rather benevolent.
Oh, yeah, he was all about order and, basically Tiamat's sworn opposite enemy and matching her schemes move for move. It,
Okay.
kind of wish we gotten
Well-
him instead of Tiamat here, but them's the breaks.
Well, if anything, I'd say go with that as a name.
Swift kind of tilts his head. Bahamut?
Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
Disciples of Bahamut, vassals of Bahamut, something like
Bahamut's warriors.
Not
They're not
something-
warriors.
Well,
I mean, warriors out in the
there's
waste.
there's only like 3 of us hybrids. I mean, the rest are still kind of normal, ex-cultists, not all fighters.
You'd be surprised at what a group of normal, anythings can do.
Well, I
Fighters
don't
or
think
not.
fighting would be a good idea, but how would just the followers of Bahamut?
Followers, emissaries. Yeah.
Bahamut Rangers.
Well, we're not
just thinking.
They're already followers, and they're already rangers. You want something that hasn't been chosen, so that you don't get confused with the other groups.
Okay, I think emissaries of Bahamut probably sounds the best so far. If we don't want to go with,
Swift
the
just
disciples
kind of
or-
shakes his head and says, that sounds like a good concept, but I guess we're still kind of figuring things out. We might just end up trying to join up with the followers down here or something.
You have a think on it.
But we still, I don't know.
well,
We still
if you can
kind
somehow
of like the sort of the good things about the cult's teachings, but
My vote's on Knights
Well,
of Bahamut, but they're not knights.
Viola will kind of step forward and just, and just give them a name of one of the followers and stuff from outside of the Maw, because I don't think would I know whether or not there's any, like, follower organizations in the Maw?
You'd probably be able to tell if there was a proper follower setup, and it doesn't look like there is, at least in any of the places you've been.
Okay. Well, I'll just, like, if you consider joining the followers, I'll give them a name and stuff of somebody from out of the Maw. If you can manage to get a message to them, they can probably help you get everything set up. They're really all about getting people out here to teach things.
Alright. Yeah, I guess that's probably our best bet at this point, isn't it? It's just, I guess, trying to figure out how to help ponies, and followers seem like...
I raise a hoof and I'm like, if we're done with names, can we do some more important questions?
Oh. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm here for, to just kind of check in. If there's any questions you have, sure.
Okay. The hybrid process.
Yeah.
Who did you go to volunteer for that, I guess? Using that in the loosest way possible, obviously.
Well, it's a sort of volunteer, sort of selection process. There's kind of a list and evaluation, and I was one of the lucky ones, I guess.
Lucky, yeah.
But who picked you, I guess?
As I understand, it's a sort of a council or committee or something. It's a group decision.
No particular leader?
Well, it's a gathering of a bunch of the fathers there.
Wonderful.
Got a name?
Give me a second, sorry.
Council of dirtbags.
I can't seem to find or recall the one cult father you met's name, but Swift just shakes his head and says, none in particular that stand out, sorry.
I think it's Scorch or Peanut Brittle.
Maybe something like that. But it just says, I mean, it's all, I didn't even realize, what I'd been signed up for until after I'd already been selected. It's very, I mean, until recently it was a very secret thing.
Fair enough.
Back when they were still perfecting the process. Now from what I hear, now that they've gone a bit more public with it, since more of the hybrids are out and about, and Master Weaver dropped from the call. Crap.
Yeah, he's not feeling particularly well. He's just gonna go.
Crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can understand that, honestly. He says, I hear that the process has gotten a bit more streamlined, and they're taking more direct volunteers. But it's a long process, is the thing, and not every pony makes it through the same way.
Welcome to bending soul steel, Will, doesn't always work out if you're doing something spectacular.
It was a very cool process. He kind of gets a sort of 1,000-yard stare to him, and then he shakes his head and says, "Anyway, any other questions?"
Not from me. Sorry for bringing it up, but
no,
just in case we ever need to know.
I mean, really, the ultimate goal here is to take the fight to the cult, to stop this, to stop more ponies turning out like me, or like the burned pony.
Well, we'll help with that, right, guys?
Of course.
Because you're right.
Hell, I'm gonna fix the ones who have been made if I get the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You think you can? He looks sort of tentative, I guess. He just kind of looks at you like that and says, "You think you can? You think you can do that?"
If I can figure out and get access to the same tools that started the process, there might be a way to just reverse engineer that portion of it. By the looks of it, they're using some form of reality warping to do it, so I'll have to figure out what they're using for that. But all in all, it's quite possible. I don't want to make any massive promises, but I'll give it my best shot.
Oh, okay. Thanks, I guess.
You can count us as loyalty, is what we're saying.
Okay. I should probably be getting back soon.
Stay safe, okay?
Yeah. He kind of looks a bit nervous and says, "You guys mind if I maybe scout ahead for you guys a bit?"
Not at all.
Free.
No.
Sure.
A non-zombie scout would be useful.
Yeah, he kind of chuckles nervously at the zombies around. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure why you do that, but okay.
You're not the only one.
You'd be surprised at how many things look at a group of zombies and just decide, not today.
Those people have no sense of fun.
Swift nods
Exactly.
and flaps his draconic wings and takes to the sky and flies on ahead of you.
I like him.
He's
All
nice.
right. So I guess we just get back to traveling. Does anything happen for a while, or?
For a little while, I'd say up to about half an hour, nothing really of importance happens.
If we're doing nothing, then I turn to Chica and I ask, out of curiosity, can you transform into one of them? And I sort of point at,
Off in the
Swift,
distance
yeah.
where Swift is kind of hovering around.
Mm-hmm.
Chica kind of tilts her hat at him and says, "Maybe." I mean, I've never taken that form before. I'd like it if I could maybe study him a bit more, but it's also a very unusual magical signature.
Alright, that's part of it. Forgot.
Have you ever tried non-equinox? Does that work very well?
It takes a bit more effort to do something bipedal, like say she looks to tempered steel. To do a minotaur would be a little challenging. I find it pretty difficult to change sizes. My power's not that great. I think we've been over this actually, but generally anything quadrupedal, griffin, donkey, pony, I can do that pretty easily.
Fair enough.
You do it
No, I
dog?
was just curious.
I guess the hybrids look similar enough that I could pull that off.
Could you do a dog?
A dog?
Yeah, a dog.
Like just a normal,
Just a
small,
dog.
regular dog?
It's a dog.
Have to be quite a big dog.
Why?
I'm
I
just
mean, if you can't do
curious.
I'm not sure why. And I don't know, I'm not really in a big hurry to try. I don't know.
Then if she pulls that off, we can ask if she can turn into a cat.
Cats don't exist in the universe. We had this conversation.
Yes, they do. They exist. They're just all dead.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of transforming into, some kind of domestic animal.
Fine by me. I was wondering.
It might be possible, but it's the same thing with changing size. It's, takes a bit more power to do that.
Yep. Just curious.
The thing is, when I transform into something, I take on a bit of that aspect, and I don't know if I really want to take on the aspect of a normal dog. Anyway.
So everything gets awkward and we continue walking until something important happens.
The next thing that happens a little while later is that you hear a shot ring out.
From what direction?
From ahead of you, from where Swift is.
We start running forward.
Flotsam flies up to catch up with Swift in the air. Swift, what happened?
Swift, he doesn't really acknowledge you for a moment, and he takes another shot, and then lines up another, and then another. And
Can we see what's shooting at?
You kind of look at where he's shooting, and you see a bunch of what looks like raiders, maybe famine from this distance, that are now kind of running for the hills.
Nice shooting.
They don't seem to have dropped any, but definitely the shooting has scared them off. Swift looks to Flotsam and says, I think they were waiting in ambush for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
So, there you go.
Oh,
all right.
Good thing that you caught him.
Yep. The famine guys, I guess. Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah, we don't like famine, especially.
Yeah. I'm gonna look on ahead a little bit, but then I really do have to be getting back now. So.
Sure. It's been. Yeah.
He secures the sniper rifle back onto his back and flies off again.
Flotsam floats down to the others.
What's going on?
There were raiders waiting in ambush. Swift
Excellent.
scared them off.
Cool.
Which
He
group?
said they looked like famine raiders.
Wonderful.
Surprise there.
He sticks
Surprise,
out
surprise,
her
surprise. The comic book villain is coming for us.
I just realized that I probably shouldn't have given or mentioned to Swift not to actually use my name when talking to the followers.
How come?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you might be able to call out to him as he flies back, because he'll fly forward a bit and then he flies back the other way as he heads back towards towards where his other people are.
Okay, I'll yell to him so probably best if you don't mention my name. Just tell them that you're asking for assistance. They'll help.
Oh, okay. Any particular reason why?
Let's say we just didn't leave on the best terms.
Oh, well, okay. I'll keep that in mind. And then he continues flying off. And then it's just you guys again.
All right. Well, we keep going forward.
All right.
Okay.
But in this case, Powder Keg is going to start preparing the parts for a Distractagon if necessary.
And I'll keep the, zombie perimeter going strong.
Flotsam is just humming to herself.
All right. Travel keeps on going for another, this time, up to about 45 minutes. And, then, Zenkarn, one of the zombies off to the right side of the perimeter, kind of moans a little bit louder and points vaguely at this pony who seems to be approaching your group.
Do we recognize it?
You don't recognize the pony in particular, but he's not a raider. And he's kind of dressed up in this sort of work outfit with tools, kind of hanging off his little suit, and he's got these big old thick rimmed glasses, and he's kind of waves at you, this earth pony, and says, Dragon Mawlers? Is that you guys?
Yeah.
Past all the zombies and stuff?
Tempered Steel's gonna walk to meet him.
It's alright.
He looks up to Tempered Steel and says, Oh, good to meet y'all. My name's Gizmo. I'm one of the ponies who work on Skyfall.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Any chance y'all could help us with something real quick, if you got time?
What are you doing all the way out
How
here?
quick?
Let me explain. We're out scavenging for parts for the ship, and we're at this big old power station thing, little ways this way. And we got a generator out of that before the raiders, became a problem. And well, problem is we kind of busted something, and the place is full of radiation now, and there's robots around, and we're kind of waiting on some rad-proof gear and some weapons to deal with it, because we think there's parts for a cloud actuator down there, which is like a critical thing we need for the ship. But the thing is, we don't know if we got enough rad away, and not sure if we can take on the robots.
We can take care of it. We have time for that, right?
Well, we don't really. We have to be down to, we could come back, but we couldn't really do it now.
Well, how much time is it going to take to get to our destination versus, I mean, how much time versus...
Well, it depends how many robots there are and how long the fighting of them takes. There's just too many variables.
We can at least get them started.
How long? I turned to Gizmo and I'm like, so how much longer till you get your rad suits and the like?
I don't know. We sent word a few hours ago. Could be all day.
Yeah, we don't have all day to wait around.
Well, we can go in with our rad.
It's not a big facility, and there's only a couple of robots, but they're tough robots.
I could just send. Really, your biggest problem is the robots, right? Once they're out of the way, you can just don the rad suits and walk in.
Yeah.
Okay. I look around and I'm like, I could just go with them, just throw zombies in until the robots are dead, and come back and meet up with you guys.
Guys, you've got time to deal with this. Let's blow up some robots, please.
Would it be...
Well, here's the thing. We can't blow up the robots and we'll damage that tech in there.
Well, I know that we can't just send...
Inside the building? Or the robots inside?
The robots are inside the building.
Could we lure them out?
Well, we haven't really tried, but...
Yeah, we sent
look, see here,
I'm pretty sure they're programmed to guard the place, and they're not gonna bother to chase bunnies outside.
Hey, Powder,
did you see if there was a control terminal?
Bombies. And now we're
No,
done.
you can't
We
send in
can't.
bombies.
We can't use bombs in there.
Guys,
Well, we can use little bombs, right?
excuse me, Gizmo. Did you happen to see if there was any kind of control terminal at all?
Actually, yeah, way up high. There was a terminal station. I don't know if it was still working or not. Or if it, it was even connected to security controls.
I suppose it was a long shot.
See if you can.
Why don't we just have, Zenkarn do his ghost walk?
Because he can't interact with the terminal to see if it...
You could at least check if it's online, though.
Not if you can't interact with it.
Quick question, Spud.
Yes.
This is probably dumb, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Okay.
With my zombies, can I not a full possession, but can I I guess do a thing so I can sort of flash into their eyes so I can see what they see?
Wear a zombie suit?
Sort of.
More like remote pilot.
Sort of what a really miniature thing of what death does, super miniaturized.
Oh, sort of use it as a proxy.
Yeah. Except, not full control.
Mostly just using it to see through.
Yeah. Basically a mounted sort of a removable camera.
I'd say, based on you kind of having been exposed to Death's technique and, whatever observation you might have, or inference you might have made it from that, yeah, I'd say that's just within your abilities.
Yes!
Just within your arcana.
Woohoo! Okay, well, I guess that solves that problem. So, guys, I can basically just remote the zombie in there, get it to do it, and then...
Someone's echoing.
I think that's code.
Did somebody take their headphones off?
Yeah, sorry, it came off for a second.
Oh.
And then, with a telepathic link, I can just get Flotsam to tell me how to hack it, tell the zombie how to hack it, boom, 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 problem solved.
Oh, hey, Eli makes the point we could send in Igor, that robot we always forget about. Except Master Weaver's not here.
That's true.
But the problem is that if we send in the zombie or something, the robots will just attack the zombie, right?
Oh no.
Aurelia also raises a claw and says, "You can also send me in there. Rat-proof. Plasma caster."
Well, except we don't know how tough the robots are, so...
Well, I'll probably come out running if the robots are super tough.
Yeah. If Aurelia's outclassed, she comes outside, and if the robots happen to come out after her, well, between all of us, we can take care of it.
And, alright, I think sending a disposable minion in there's safer, but...
Oh no, send the zombie in, too.
Yeah.
I'll stay far behind the zombie.
We want to have a zombie go in to see if we can possibly hack the terminal and see if that can give us control of the robots.
We just need someone to protect the zombie enough that it'll actually make it to the terminal before something else kills it.
Yeah.
Kender?
So Gizmo just kind of looks at you all as you're discussing sort of plans and says, "So, y'all helping out?"
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Follow me this way.
Oh, you mentioned raiders before, so we sort of follow him. Which group again?
Oh, the raiders that were around Skyfall that was basically blocking all of our salvage crews from getting out.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, we're one of the crews going around.
Sorry, no, I thought you meant someone showing up at the facility.
We haven't really gotten a whole lot of raiders around here, thankfully. They're all meeting up at Apocalypse, and we're not quite close enough to get, near their patrols, so...
But you guys have guards with you to protect you as well, right?
Yeah, we got a couple of guys. It's me,
Guys, we should be rolling perception on everything he's saying. He's starting to sound kind of fishy.
You
Like,
mean
I just
some
rolled
random
perception.
dude? Just...
Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, I was about to say, we shouldn't even be following him yet. In fact, Powder's not. Powder's like telling everybody, wait a sec. Hold on a bit. Everybody.
I've been thinking the same thing, and Tibbs is gonna be, using his, I know that look to see, or I know that twitch to see if this guy is lying, which gives me a +10 to my,
Nat 20.
lying check.
Not 20.
And the time it took for me to explain that.
Nice. Very nice.
Wait, don't you use street smarts to see through a line? Perception?
Well, that's cool, because
No.
that's exactly the same role. So
No, street smarts, it is perception. Street smarts really is a very useless skill in terms of how
What?
the system.
I thought that was the whole point of street smarts.
Street Smarts
No,
is...
street smarts is a really weird
It's
skill
sort of
taken
like
from
navigation,
Street Smarts
information
is
gathering.
navigating and gathering information in cities.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's not a very useful skill.
yeah.
I got a
Damn you,
31.
Tibbs. You're one more than me.
Nice.
That wasn't
You got a
even
20,
nat
which gives you a bonus.
Shut up.
Between the two of you, you can kind of tell, almost like instinctually, just by looking at this guy, that, technically nothing he said has really been, a lie, but he's definitely hiding a very key, well, actually, when he starts talking about, like, the other people in his group, other engineers, guard and whatnot, then you can very clearly see evidence of lying there.
Yeah, I telepathically tell... How many zombies do I have? Full regiment still?
Assuming you've been keeping him up all day.
Yep. I can do it infinite amount of times. I may as well.
Is there a maximum on that?
Nope. Oh, no.
They do have a time limit before they just
That seems...
Oh yeah, they have a time limit before they disperse, but it's basically just zombie minions at will, preparation time 1 minute.
Is there a limit per day?
Nope.
Something about that seems kind of broken.
Well, they're really,
Not really.
weak, useless
They don't
minions,
do
so-
much. They don't fight. They don't do really anything. They're just kind of there.
Oh, okay.
I'd say to make sort of
Fair
an
enough.
effective perimeter, I'd say no more than 6.
Well, I wouldn't be able to have more than... Oh, yeah, fair enough. Alright, well, in that case, if I have 6, I just telepathically tell all of them to dive bomb the guy.
What?
Well, just jump on him.
Whoa, what are you doing?
I'm
The zombies
doing this
start to move,
telepathically, so...
kind of converge on Gizmo, who just looks back as they approach, just like, what? What are you... What the...
Just...
Tempered Steel is going to move, and he's going to pick Gizmo up and raise him up above his head.
The zombies kind of make a sort of lethargic attempt to jump and just kind of crash against Tempered Steel.
I'll just tell them to just circle Tempered. I'm like, he's a lying sack of shit.
Any of them that jump at Tempered Steel's going to, bounce back at him to make him fly back and may try and make him fall apart in the process if he can.
Eventually, the zombies just kind of circle around you, Tempered Steel, and Gizmo just freaks out as you hold him over your head. It's like, what? Why? What are you doing? What?
You lied. I don't appreciate that.
What? No, what, you think I'm some kind of traitor or something? No, I'm not. I'm not anything like that.
I mean, it's not like we haven't heard any rumors about, builders or work ponies being hired by the executive to do things before, have we, guys? And I look at the rest of the
Lots
group.
of Blanches. Oh, my Celestia.
No, you got it all wrong. No, I'm legit. I swear, I wouldn't take caps from the executive.
Yeah, either tell us the entire story or my pets eat you.
Oh, okay. Just please, just don't eat me, please.
Look, I'm not gonna let him eat you, but it's probably a good idea if you start telling the truth.
Alright. I'm kind of the last surviving member of my salvage crew.
What? That's terrible.
When we went back in to try and get the cloud actuator, we activated the robots, and I kinda locked them inside so I could get out safely.
So what you're telling me is that you betrayed your entire party so that you lived? Yes or no? It's a simple question. Yes or no, or they eat you.
Yes!
Tempered, put him down.
No, Powder Keg's gonna...
I'm not gonna feed him to the zombies.
Powder Keg's gonna walk over to the guy, pat him on the shoulder and say, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get that cloud actuator for Skyfall, and then we're gonna take you to the Skyfall jail. And you're gonna run.
It.
But
You sure I look at Powder, I'm like, you sure I can't have them eat them?
No.
I'm sure they haven't eaten anything in a
I will
while.
remind you that Tempered Steel is currently holding him up at arm's length above his head.
No, you're not. We're not going to feed him to the zombies.
You have to put him down eventually, Tempered Steel, and I can keep this up all day.
Zenkarn, we're not going to feed him to the zombies. We're going to take him to the jail, though.
You guys never let me feed anyone to zombies.
For a good reason.
Because feeding somebody to zombies is a horrible idea. Unless if they really deserve it.
Look,
He locked his salvage crew in a room full of murderous robots to save his own ass.
We get that.
That's not okay.
No, it's
and
not.
he's going to go to jail
No,
for
it's
it.
not. And that's why we're taking him to jail.
I prefer my idea.
No.
We're going to keep
course.
arguing about this, or we're going to go actually try to save his crew?
We're going to
First
go
of
try to
all,
save the crew.
Powder Keg's gonna pull up some rope and tie the guy up.
well, are you doing this while he's above
Well,
Steel's
no,
head?
you'll need Tempered Steel's cooperation for that.
He has magic.
Gizmo.
That's
How
true,
long
yeah,
ago-
that's true. So you
Okay,
can tie him up while...
Well, he can use his magic. Tempered Steel will hold him out in front of him, still high enough above the ground that he's safe from the zombies, but making it easier for Powder Keg to, secure him.
Okay.
Gizmo. How long ago was
Gizmo's
this?
is just sobbing uncontrollably at this point.
Gizmo,
And then-
listen to me. Pull yourself together for a second. How long
He's-
ago was this? Is there a chance they're still alive?
It was like, I don't know. They're dead because of me.
Okay. Steel, put him down. Powder, you can go ahead and tie him up.
Well, he can do
Zenkarn-
it.
He's already tied him.
Yeah, he's tied up now.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Guys, come
Zenkarn?
on. Just in case. Let's hurry.
Yeah.
Tempered
Tell the
Steel's
zombies
gonna
to
be
keep an eye on
I
him.
won't feed him to the zombies. Promise.
Okay, tell the zombies to keep an eye on him and stuff. Let's go.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
Well, no, Tempered Steel is gonna put the guy on his head.
Yeah,
Okay,
Can't
But we're
even
not gonna
base
take-
it on enough of this.
Just leave him. We'll come back for him later.
Oh, well, the
And we'll
zombies
just
are only
leave
going
him
to
right here.
last a certain amount of time, so we may as well just drag him along. Plus, he's been in the
Zenkite.
facility, so...
I mean,
Zenkite, can you-
Steel, or could Steel put it so that like the arms and legs are on either side, like the horns are between his arms and
So
legs.
fireman's lift, essentially.
Well, no, like the horns, like he's got the legs tied around one
your
horn.
head isn't that big.
yeah,
Unless you're, like,
no.
doubling this guy up, and then it'd be a lot of weight on your neck. You'd probably, break...
Just carry him.
Just carry him and let's
All right.
go.
Or just drag him.
Is there any chance you could spirit walk in just to see if they're alive or dead?
Oh, absolutely. That's not even hard.
All right, so Aurelia just like, so are we going now?
Yes,
Yes.
come on.
Yes, let's go.
All right, you can head off in the general direction that Gizmo had pointed out before, and before long you see kind of tucked away is this building with a bunch of generators next to it, and yeah, definitely it's just a little power station, long abandoned and defunct, just very bland gray facility with seems like partially built underground, and there's one door at the front that leads in.
Dream straight away.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And can someone who actually has mechanical skill other than like go up and check the door to see how we can open it?
I can.
Because he
Where
said
does
he
the
locked it.
radiation?
So.
I mean, how far away from the building does the radiation start?
You don't hear any clicking until you're pretty much right up against the door.
Okay.
It seems like the radiation is mainly contained within the building.
Could we, if we needed to, could we break down the walls at all, or?
They're pretty sturdy. I doubt it. It's
by the way,
just solid metal. Solid metal and stone, but yeah.
by the way, Eli made a good point. Could we use Javolt has the Traveler's Mantle, right, which can protect us from the radiation?
I
From
believe
taint.
he altered his to do taint only.
Yeah, it's just taint.
Oh, okay.
It's not full on radiation proofing.
Hmm.
That was a particular thing dealing with the tainted abyss.
Okay.
But they used a combination of Javolt's cloaks to protect them from taint, as well as some radiation proof suits and whatnot to protect them from just the ambient radiation.
Okay. Well, in that case and stuff, we'll just take some Rad away afterwards, or pump some Rad X.
Yeah, Rad's safe beforehand. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so Zenkarn, you dream straight in.
Yep.
All right. You pass through the door, and you enter into this sort of tall, sort of shaft-like room with multiple floors leading down, one above you, and then about 3 or 4 leading down below, with walkways kind of ringing around with stairs going up and down. It's not a terribly big facility, but lining the walls are all these generators and defunct, computer electronics and whatnot that's all been shut down. And you definitely hear some whirring and moving of electronics as you see a couple of robots, one on the floor that you're on, and one about 2 floors down, just kind of wandering around the walkways. Down at the bottom along the floor, you see just this pile of parts that you can't quite discern the nature of, but you can assume that there's something that looks like it'd be useful if you could acquire it.
All right. And there's no signs of bodies or anything near the door?
No, it doesn't look like there's anyone dead nearby, but that's just from where you're standing.
Joy. All right. So linking up with Flotsam, as we normally do when I'm dream striding.
Yep.
I'm like, right. So, Flotsam, can you ask the sack of shit, up or down? Where's the best
Gizmo,
place to start?
what's the best place to start looking for your group? Up or down?
Down.
Down, Zenkarn.
And the console was up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's up.
Alright. So I will quickly go upstairs.
Alright, you head up one level and get into this little closed-off booth with this, control panel just situated up against this window that looks down into the whole facility. And judging by all the knobs and levers and whatnot, there does seem to be a panel labeled specifically for security, for controlling behavior and enabling and disabling it. But the entire panel, all of it, is like sparking and randomly turning off and on. So it's anyone's guess as to whether pushing anything would even work, or you just get like a shock out of it or something. It looks like the panel needs just some quick repairs first before you can really do anything.
Is the terminal around here as well, or is that up again?
The terminal? There's no actual computer terminal that's working nearby. It's just this control panel.
Alright, and the control panel controls all the doors and stuff as well, I guess.
Yeah, the front door actually has just a manual lock, sort of lock and key actually.
So I send that info from okay, Flotsam, security panels down for the count, potentially. I don't know, maybe someone with some knowledge can fix it. It's a little bit beyond me. Heading downstairs, see if I can find his friends.
Okay.
So I'll duck through the floor and go down.
Flotsam relays the information to the others.
Alright, Zenkarn, you head down a few floors, and you just kind of look around. The robots patrolling, definitely not, still not noticing you, because you're not actually in there, but...
what type of robot, out of curiosity?
One seems to be... oh goodness, this is a bad time to be forgetting robot name types.
Securitron?
Yeah, one's a Securitron, one seems
Sentry Bolt?
one seems to actually be, kind of, beaten up, broken, but still barely... Still kind of hanging on, Mr. Handy.
Oh, joy. Alright,
with his flamethrower thing attached.
Can I roll perception, see if I can hear anyone?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's terrible. 23?
23. You think you hear something kind of shift ever so slightly, in the kind of piles of junk down on the lowest floor.
I'll head down there and poke my head in.
Alright. You kind of take a look around, and you're free to do so with, in your current state, and eventually you notice that, it seems like you can kind of make some kind of pony shapes kind of cleverly hidden beneath some of the tech, and it looks like they're kind of hiding under pieces of metal to, hide. There's a couple of ponies hiding from the robots by hiding under the metal.
Can I tell how many there are?
It's a little hard to tell. Some of them might actually be really well disguised, but you can make out at least 2 or 3 maybe.
Hey, little one, question. Can you ask the sack of shit how many ponies he came in with?
Yeah. Gizmo, how many ponies did you go in there with?
4.
He said
Do me a
4.
favor.
A lot of syllables.
Do me a favor. Tell him I found 2.
Did you only find 2?
The other ones might be more well hidden or gone.
Oh. Okay. Guys, it looks like there's maybe 2 of them still there.
And cry all you want. You did it. You're fucked.
I know.
Also, feel free to remind him that I can walk through walls.
Zenkarn, how are they? Are they being attacked right now, or what?
No, at the moment they're hiding under just random junk, really. It's a decent disguise. The robots are leaving them alone. I've seen
That's
2 of them
clever.
so far, a Securitron and a really beaten up Mr. Handy.
Well, if they're hiding, that might buy us a little time, so we don't have to charge in there and, risk everyone getting hurt.
Oh, also,
Just thinking that right
door
now.
seems to be a lock and key as well, so maybe we can do something with that.
Is she saying any of that out loud?
No, I haven't said it out loud yet. What did you? What did Zenkarn say about a lock and key?
The front door is not an electronic lock. It's just a normal lock.
Oh, so wait, and still mental link. Does that mean that someone had to lock it from the outside?
Yep.
She looks at Gizmo and gives him a hard stare. Do you have a key to this building?
Yes.
Look it over. Oh, no, wait, you can't. Someone searching for the key, please.
Firelight will look for the key on him.
You quick pass with your magic, and you can find the key in one of his coat pockets pretty quickly.
All right, I'll pull it out and show Flotsam.
Can't believe you. Right. So Zenkarn found that control panel. He found out that the door opens with a key. Is there any other information I forgot to pass on?
What the security bots are?
That's right. Okay, I'll say what the security bots are. Okay, so that's what we're up against.
That might be more, though.
Zenkarn, how much of the building have you scouted?
At this point, making your way down to the bottom, you've pretty much seen kind of everything, actually.
Most of it. I've relayed anything I found important, but there might be more.
There's like a side room with some bunks, and that's about it as far as extra rooms go. This is basically the whole thing. It's all these generators that no longer work.
But he hasn't seen any sign of pony corpses yet, though, has he?
Well, I found 2 in a pile, but no, I haven't found any direct corpses.
Or blood.
So congratulations, his friends might not be dead. Which means I may not feed him to the zombies later.
Provided, of course, they're not dying of radiation poisoning right now.
There is that.
Oh yeah, mutations! I'm gonna kill him so hard. Anyway, I'll wake up, I guess.
Alright, so Zenkarn wakes back up.
Hey guys.
Okay, so we have a little time to play with, but probably not much, depending on how much radiation they've been exposed to.
So how big is the robot that was on the main level?
The Securitron?
Yeah.
Fairly hefty little robot.
Is it too big for tempered steel to easily push around?
Yeah, kinda.
In other words, if we mess with it and stuff, we'll probably get into combat.
Well, what I'm saying, what about tempered steel strength plus unicorn magic?
If we're talking as a Securitron?
Well,
I mean, this thing is like twice the size of a pony, I think it's described as.
Yeah, something like that.
What I'm saying is, if we could find a way to not shove it down the shaft, could we finish off quickly?
Yeah, right on top of the ponies that are trying to hide there.
Oh wait, those are right at the bottom of the shaft where it's...
There at the bottom, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So yeah, if we probably run into the thing, we're probably going to run into combat.
Yeah. Or
Do we want to try doing that zombie thing?
Yeah. Well, it's still I hope, at least Tempered hasn't forgotten all the radiations, so...
We could try the zombie thing we should try the zombie thing with Aurelia going in.
Did
help cover it.
anyone besides me remember the radiation?
No, we all remember
it. We remember the radiation. Aurelia pipes up and says, "It seems like the best bet is to go for that control panel and see if we can fix it, because then we can just shut them down directly."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it looked ridiculously busted up. I mean, if we can't fix it, obviously, but...
So we'd have to send somebody in to fix it, as well as somebody to go in and hack it.
Well I'm quite good with electronics.
It's a repair job. Once it's repaired, it's just a matter of flipping a switch. It's not really. It's not a terminal.
I can sneak in.
It's just a control panel.
Okay.
Does this team have any radiation suits of our own, or no?
No. You just have a bunch of an exorbitant amount of right-away and rad-safe, and a radiation-proof Dragoness.
We did say that, I can't remember. It was confirmed that, what's it called? Damn it, Traveler's Mantle didn't protect from radiation.
Yes.
Yes.
It just in base state? Because
And-
I also have Traveler's Mantle.
not in base state. It doesn't protect from
Okay.
radiation.
Just checking.
Okay, so do we think that a zombie, like, proxy-ish type thing can do the repairs, or will one of us actually have to go in and do them?
Probably someone else will have to go in and do the repairs because what is the thing's precision?
3.
Right.
Yeah, so
It has 0
even if
knowledge. That helps.
but yeah, even if it could get to the thing, it doesn't have the hand-eye coordination to fix it. Even if you tell it exactly what to do.
If I could do a full possession, maybe, but I'm not quite that good yet.
Exactly. So, I guess Flotsam could go in and stuff, but I feel hesitant for having
Well, if
Flotsam
we send
in.
Flotsam in and we send, a couple of zombies in to act as like a meat shield.
Yeah,
That might
send,
work.
Plus Aurelia.
have Aurelia and the zombies draw their fire. I'll try and fix up the control panel.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Besides, I can probably fly out of their range if I need to. Or, just come back out.
Okay. Sounds like a good enough idea.
Aurelia groans and brings out the plasma caster. All right,
Is that
I'll
a-
be the tank.
No, the zombies are the tank. You're the glass cannon.
I'm not a glass cannon.
Sorry.
You're an awesome cannon.
Yeah.
Since when was she made of glass?
Yeah,
It's an
seriously.
expression.
Can we just do this? We're wasting time.
Okay.
Fine.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Key in door, open door.
Okay. The door opens and
You were eaten by a group.
you immediately hear movement as the robots seem to have noticed that the door is now open.
Flotsam whispers, as soon as you draw their attention, I'll make a move for it, okay?
Zenkarn, send the zombies in.
Yep, I give as many as I've got left, I guess.
Which
Telepathic
is,
order.
You can send all 6 in there.
Yep. Telepathic order, which basically amounts to protect Flotsam from robots.
And Aurelia.
And Aurelia. Fine.
Aurelia can take care of herself. Alright, the zombies all shamble in all at once, and immediately the robots, one of them just starts gusting at him with a flamethrower, and the other starts bashing it with its robot arm, and Aurelia moves in and starts taking shots at the Mr. Handy with her plasma caster. And she kind of
And
looks back at Flotsam and says, "Go."
With all that in play, Flotsam whizzes down towards the control panel.
Alright. Roll
Wait.
stealth.
Someone have given her rad safe first?
Yeah, can I say I've popped a rad?
Yeah,
a rad
you can
rad.
pop a rad safe before going in. Pretty easy.
Cool. I'll remember to mark that off in my sheet in a sec. Stealth, did you say?
Yes, stealth.
Oh, good. I have 10 in that.
Being tiny has its advantages.
Nat ones. Everyone is sad.
I'm going to use one of my falling. Thank you for reminding me. I'm calling falling with style. I get to re-roll if I roll a nat 1, but I don't.
Awesome.
Alright.
28.
28. You managed to zip up the stairs into and towards the control panel without so much as making a sound. And the robots continue their combat, with the zombies mainly, not quite focusing on Aurelia yet, as the zombies just wail on them. Although a couple of them go down pretty fast.
Blah, 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 blah.
So you now are situated in front of this control panel that is still, it has power and it's clearly still connected to certain systems, but it's sparking and it's clear that the electronics beneath the panel have kind of decayed a bit and taken a bit of a beating.
Okay. Can I roll a mechanics check to try and do what I can to fix it?
Yep.
Real quick question. Would a control panel would not in any way count as weapons repair, would it?
No.
Just wanted to make doubly sure I want to use all the things I can.
Of course.
Okay.
Beat
Second
someone to
question.
death with the panel.
Second question. May I use nimble fingers
Um,
working with fine manipulation? It's fine if not. I have a hefty mech
skill anyway. Fine.
The way I envision it, you're kind of opening the panel and messing with the wiring and whatnot beneath. So, yeah, I'll allow it this time.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to call Falling with Style again, in case I nat 1. And I get my mechanics, and Nimble Hooves is a +5 bonus, so let me just roll that. That's a 36 altogether.
All right, using all the cunning at your disposal, you manage to identify the problem immediately and get as much of the panel working as you can in short order, even faster than just about any other repair job you've done. And luckily, the security portion of the panel is still working, and it's no longer sparking and losing power every 5 seconds.
I'd like to access it and see if I can control the robots remotely.
There's a few knobs and switches for behavior, as well as just turning them on and off, period.
I'm turning them off.
Alright. You flip the lever, and the robots power down. Just...
Okay, do we hear the, robots stop trying to kill all the zombies?
Yeah, after a while, the sounds of, fire and general bashing kind of drop steadily as the only sounds of combat come from the zombies just wailing on the robots now.
Okay.
The radiation is still there, right?
Yeah, it's still irradiated.
Okay,
Plot
Firelight will run in to
Yeah.
go try and find the people.
Plot symbols
Downstairs under the pile of crap. Oh,
How powerful radiation are we talking?
It's like medium strength.
Ooh, that's not good. Those ponies have been in there for a while.
Yeah.
yeah, they're probably ghouls. Or dead. Oh, got extra limbs. Ooh, can they have extra limbs?
It's probably the least likely option.
We're rushing to find them anyway and get them out.
Temperate Steel is going to apply a rad safe to himself, and then he's going to rush in.
Yeah, I'll go too to show them where they are.
He's going to carry in Gizmo, but he's not going to give him a rad safe.
What?
No,
Really?
no.
Really?
I'm not allowed to torture him, but you just take him into a room full of mild radiation. Ooh,
No,
Really?
leave him
and I'm the
outside.
evil one.
Well, wait.
Just leave him outside.
Well, okay.
No,
Can I put him on top of the building, or is it too high for that?
Just
It's too high.
look, leave him
Outside.
outside. Have a zombie sit on him. We'll be back before 10 minutes is up.
He's
not
tied
going
up.
Yeah, he's tied up, man.
All right. Yeah, just leave him there.
Okay. And
Weird
Firelight will just...
lapse in morality there.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Firelight's just running in as soon as...
So yeah, I'll take Firelight and the rest of them down there, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, try to rush down there. Is it possible?
As you rush down, the ponies below, kind of, I guess, sensing that there are different sounds and it's clear that someone else has entered the group, start peeking out warily from under the junk, and you see 4 shapes move from under there. Although very slowly and sluggishly and still very warily, just like, is
Oh, hey, mister.
anyone there?
It's
Okay.
safe. Run, get out.
Well, Temperate Steel can. He's going to pick up the 2 that are easiest to safely grab and try and rush them out of the building.
Yeah, as they disentangle themselves from the junk that they were camouflaged in, you see that they all look very, very, very sickly.
Yeah, Temperate Steel's going to grab a couple of... Well, can he safely grab 2 of them, or...
Yeah, you can safely grab 2 of them.
Yeah, and then he's going to rush them out of the building.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that anybody that went inside, I'm gonna do the same thing. Grab one of them and get them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Lots of them, I'm afraid,
we'll
can't
help them
grab
out.
one by himself, but
Someone
maybe
grab the
yeah.
4th?
Well, in that case, me and Flotsam will help the
Yeah.
4th out.
All right.
Okay.
You all managed to extract the 4 ponies. A couple of them garbed in sort of the normal Skyfall guard outfit, and a couple of them looking more like engineers. And
Flotsam.
they all look just absolutely sick and like very severely sick.
Okay.
Everyone, rat ways out.
Yeah, I'll start administering the rataways that I have. And using heal and stuff to help get rid of the radiation as well.
Yeah, once they're out there, I guess Powder Keg will administer some of his rataways. How many of them will I need? Well, what will we need in total to help them?
Let's see.
And I'll use a heal check and stuff to help get rid of radiation as well.
They've all got, as Tibbs and Firelight, you can inspect them and you can immediately tell the symptoms of severe radiation poisoning. In order just to just clear the radiation entirely, it won't cure them of the symptoms, but it'll at least take away the radiation, the lingering radiation. It'll take them about 4 rataway each. So a total of about
Nat
16.
20.
Did you just...
He nat 20.
What?
Tibbs, you managed to whip up just this weird sort of cocktail of rataway and something special that cuts...
Worked with ghouls a lot. I understand radiation.
You get it down so that you only have to use about 4 rataway total, 1 for each of them.
Okay.
It's a very special cocktail that you can really only make like very rarely, but.
Okay, that's not something you have a cutie mark in, is it, or is it?
Technically speaking, yes.
Your cutie mark is in heal. That is a cutie mark critical.
Mine is making. His is specifically making chemicals.
And this counts.
Wow, so that's a cutie mark critical.
Yeah, that's...
Yep. Yeah. So instead of having to use...
So instead of having to use 16 right away, you only have to use 4.
Oh my.
Wow.
So I'll give one of my rataway for that.
Yes.
That's just this mixture that Tibbs is cooking up for these ponies.
Damn, Tibbs, damn.
And actually, because this is still heal, and I'd probably ask you to, the doctors to try and help with the poisoning and whatnot, this actually, cures most of their symptoms as well.
Okay.
Yes, Tempered Steel
because cutie mark criticals are insane.
Tempered Steel will also give one of his 3 rataway to help with that.
Okay, so we've got 1 from Powder, 1 from Flotsam, 1 from Steel, presumably 1 from Firelight.
Yeah.
All right.
Covered.
And under your very, very quick and skilled care, the 4 ponies start looking much less like they were on the verge of death. And one of them says, Hank, thank you.
Take it easy.
I think we were in there for about, like...
Too long, anyway.
40 to 50 minutes.
Don't thank me till you see the bill, mate.
Hey.
Flotsam punches Tibbs lightly in the arm.
I punched Tibbs significantly less lightly in the arm.
One of them looks over to where Gizmo's just kind of tied up on the ground and says, Is that
Gizmo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you...
Yep.
On the plus side, we got the key off of him.
Can you bring him here?
What are you gonna do?
Just
Wait,
want to say something to him.
Tempered Steel will pick Gizmo up and carry him over.
Alright, you drop Gizmo down in front of one of the engineers, and then the engineer just pops up to his feet and just starts wailing on Gizmo.
Okay, after
that's fair.
After a few hits, Tempered Steel's gonna pick Gizmo up again.
That's all I wanted to say.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Tibbs will get to work on treating gizmos now. Present wounds.
If Tibbs is healing him, I'll turn to him and be like, now that one you can charge premium. Tell you what, I'm sure he'll be happy to pay for everyone else as well.
So was there in fact a cloud actuator down there?
I rolled a nat 1 for healing.
Oh god.
Tibbs, you accidentally kind of used way too much cleansing alcohol on his wounds, and it just stings a whole bunch.
Oh
Kind of
man.
makes things worse a bit.
I'll actually help as well.
I mean, I'll have so hard if you nat 1 as well.
So one of the engineers says, yeah, there's some parts down there that we can put together a cloud actuator down there. Much easier now that the robots are. Yeah.
You suppose you can harvest the robots for parts too?
Or even better, bring the robots to Skyfall.
Well, they're kind of connected to this security system, so we'd have to haul that out too, but maybe. I don't know. Not really thinking about that right now.
It's okay.
No, that's yeah.
Catch your breath.
Thanks.
For
That
what
was
it's worth.
way too close.
Yeah. For what it's worth, what you guys do is amazing. It's gonna be so great to have Skyfall just slowly getting better and better, you know?
One of them looks to you and says, "You're the Dragon Mawlers, right?"
Yep.
Guilty
Yeah,
as
that's right.
charged.
That depends. Do you like the Dragon Mawlers?
No, we're big fans, I guess. No, we like you guys have done good by us. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be out here if it weren't for you guys, but Skyfall wouldn't be on the way to getting, maybe back in the air if it weren't for you guys. So balance is it's not like this was your fault. No, blame falls on one pony here.
If it makes you feel better, I wanted to have him eaten by zombies.
If it makes you feel better, we wouldn't even have known you were in there had he not done that in the first place. He'd not come to us. So,
I only need his head.
You can't get a resounding meh for that.
Tibbs is gonna shrug.
No, Tibbs has a point.
Oh, please, I only need his head, and then we could have asked him afterwards.
Firelight, you managed to help finish off, treating Gizmo a bit more properly, but so just hanging around to make sure that they're okay. A little while later, you notice a group of ponies kind of heading your way, and it looks like sort of another group of Skyfall guards. These a couple of them in the heavy Enclave armor.
Ah, good.
And they say, one of them at the front says, Mawlers, what are you doing here?
Fixing a bit of an issue. See, this one? He points to the fairly beat up, tied down pony. This one went and locked his associates in that power area after some robots attacked.
The ponies you saved nod emphatically as you described this.
So, he needs to go to jail, and the rest of them need help because they got some pretty bad radiation exposure.
But we've managed to clear up a lot of their radiation. They just need some rest.
Yeah.
Tibbs here made a mad, crazy potion. I mean, medicine.
Whatever. Alright. The guards nod and kind of take charge of the situation. Making arrangements to get the ponies back home and to kind of survey the area to see what they can do about salvage efforts right now. And the guard in charge says, "Well, that could have turned out a lot worse, so thank you, Mawlers."
No problem.
You're welcome.
Can help.
It's what we do.
Yeah, we'll take it from here. Good work.
Cool. No problem.
Thanks. Flotsam waves to the 4 rescued ponies. You guys take care, okay?
They all nod and wave at you as you head off.
Say hi to Trigger in the medbay for us.
Yep,
Make sure to stick shitface somewhere dark and terrible.
Alright.
Don't let him see no light of day.
Man, Skyfall's jails are going to be suddenly very populated.
They can start their own city.
Oh God, no.
Wonderful.
It's just a ship's brig. It's not that extensive.
I know.
It's a miniature city.
We should probably get going.
Flotsam just kind of holds up a hip and goes, just 1 minute. And then just kind of flops down on the ground and just breathes heavily. Okay, sorry. She pops herself back on her feet again. Sorry, I didn't want to, in front of those guys, but oh my gosh, that was so close.
You alright, little one?
Okay, let's go.
By the way, how is, everyone in the party doing it for radiation?
Assuming that everyone, I pretty much got confirmation from everybody that everyone took a rad safe before they headed in there. So everyone's pretty much good.
Hey!
Yep, pretty much all clean.
Okay.
Cool.
Except for Tibbs, whose shame will never wash off. Sorry.
Scrub and scrub, Justin, but you'll never be clean.
Okay.
You'll never be clean, Justin.
What the hell is that from?
Darn.
You know, no, I don't think
Partridge, the Justin Bieber show?
No.
Darn.
The Justin Bieber show.
Do yourself a favor and don't look that up.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll be
so,
fine with that never entering my life.
How about, we should probably get, Steel's going to start moving back towards their path. They should be going.
I'll start up the zombie perimeter again.
Yep, we're all gonna
The
start
zombie
walking back, just going along, doing what we do.
Tempered Steel is going to still be sure to stay on the outside of the zombie perimeter.
Alright.
Also, I didn't have any rad safe to take.
Someone donate.
Yeah, you can have had one of my rad safes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, one of my rad safes. I guess that means I'm out of rad safe now, but...
Well,
Wait.
Takes
I gave the rad safe.
Yeah. I'll take one from Floppy.
Because I had to
We'll
take
just
my
say I left one
safe,
outside.
and then...
Okay.
all the
Anyway,
rad safes
yeah.
all the time.
Finally, I managed to reduce your resources a little bit. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, you made a tight
Guys,
chisel.
do you know how momentous this is? We went into a rad zone, and we were actually prepared for it. It was amazing. I love when that happens.
No, how
Also, we
momentous it is
didn't
that
destroy
we-
the building.
Oh my god, you're right! What's happening to us?
Oh god, we're becoming confident. Quick.
No,
That
no,
was
that's
pretty
terrible.
textbook. Yeah.
we can't be competent.
It's because Firelight's back.
We're an
It's okay.
adventuring
We've got
party.
Apocalypse coming up. We've got plenty of
If
opportunities.
we get competent, nobody will care to watch us anymore because competence is boring.
Quick,
Do something stupid.
Quick, let's run back and destroy the building.
Not while there's still salvageable parts from it.
Zencon, bombies everywhere. See if something blows up.
All
Just,
right.
just send random bombies out into the waste. Just direct instruction to explode after this amount of time.
Oh
That's-
god.
That's
That's a
not
horrible
terrorism
idea.
At all.
No, it's fine. No one will mind, I'm sure.
Anyway, so you end up traveling just about kind of most of the morning and afternoon now with no other real eventfulness or obstructions. And soon you reach another junction and head down on the south path towards Apocalypse. Pretty soon you're able to see just this massive gathering of just tons and tons of tents, and just this settlement. There's some basic walls around it, but it seems this very tribal sort of setup. Each kind of split into kind of 4 sections, one for each tribe, marked and colored as such. And it's clear that what you're gazing upon now is the settlement of Apocalypse.
Dun dun dun.
With just about the entire 4 Horses gang gathered here to hold conference.
Dang.
Lots of shudders, hugs Craggy to her, and huddles near to Zenkarn.
Guys, I don't think we're dressed for this.
Tibbs is going to, out of familiarity, approach the part that the tents that look more suited towards pestilence.
What happens when you get closer to the town, we'll save for next time.
I figured we'd be cutting off here. It is pretty late.
Yeah, we're about half an hour over, so.
That was fun.
Yay for competent.
Yay.
Yeah,
we
for
just-
side quests, we actually managed to do one.
Was that the end of the session you said?
Oh yes,
Okay.
Bud, because we never get distracted by side quests.
Well, usually it's more of an long ongoing thing or some kind of role-playing thing. This was just straight up here's a side thing that's self-contained, go.
You
There
had
was
me
that
worried
time-
for a little
there was
bit. I
that
thought we
time-
were going to have combat, and I was going to actually be here for it.
Ha!
Look, I've long given up on that, to be honest.
Did you say that was the end of the session for the night? Because I cut out there.
We're it's end of session.
The majority of us are not big on combat.
Yeah.
Well,
but we should do the sign off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we can stop the recording.
This has been Fallout is Dragons.
Join us next week when we inevitably horribly fuck up diplomatic negotiations.